Hey, what's up, PCP Army? I am Rockin Robbie Billups. Next to me is Jay Strick.
Hey.
Below him is Brooks, the Mario Master. Jumping around, eating mushrooms.
Woo! That's your go-to, man.
That's my go-to, man. Well, we used to call him the Shroom Master, you know?
Yeah.
And
wow.
it's kind of a play on that. And it was only because he had pants with mushrooms on them. Anyway.
I had these special chef pants that I just happened to have, they had mushrooms.
Yeah.
The
And
pants
we
thing.
needed a nickname for Brooks, and we're like, what's better than Brooks? We're like, well, he has to have a title, so it's Brooks the Shroom Master. And since he has acquired many, you know, obviously.
I respect that.
Brooks the Elegance Extravaganza is one I particularly like that I just created. Anyway, what's up, everybody in the out there watching? Tonight here at Pop Culture Philosophers, here with the excitable PCP crew, we're going to be talking about the latest winner of a PCP Army movie poll. It was a baseball movies edition, and in probably the largest margin of victory in an ever for a PCP Army movie poll, Sandlot swept it out, man. Beat out. Major League was like second place. League of Their Own was like 3. I was the sole vote for 8 Men Out. I'm proud of that. But it will beat Major League. It seems like most people think that Sandlot's like the greatest baseball movie ever or something. In fact, it's kind of the official point of view of PCP. We did a top 5 baseball movies video not too long ago, a few years ago, and Sandlot was number 1. I think it's not just one of the best baseball movies, but I think it's one of the best sports movies out there, and it's just one of the best family films of the 90s, 100%. I love this movie. Out there in the chat, what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about this movie. Feel free to join in. We'll spotlight some comments at times, but we're going to be talking about this movie for a little bit, and then afterwards, we're going to just do a fun, just, you know, podcast bullshit talk things. Yeah, I cursed again before 5 minutes. There we go.
I knew you were going to do it.
Demonetized.
Yeah, I did it last night too, but it just, who cares? It happens, right? You know, we got to
There's
be
no way we
authentic.
can get through just talking without swearing at some point.
I know it's different when you're on a video. It seems like when
Yeah.
when you're making a video and you're like, you feel like you're on a set, you know, and here it's just like, we're just hanging out. It's like a podcast. Like the podcast is like the dirtiest, like that PCP gets. Like if you listen to that, you're like, what the hell? Like John in particular, holy crap. Holy crap. Anyway, we're talking about Sandlot tonight. So real quick, I've always loved this movie. I've had a love affair for this movie since it first came out in 1993. It was written and or co-written and directed by David Mickey Evans, who actually is also the narrator of the film, which I think is pretty nifty. It's got a bunch of very talented child actors, I should say, that just did an amazing job, including, I can't ever remember his name, but the redheaded kid that played Ham.
Yeah.
Like probably the highlight of the movie. I foresee a great career for him. When he in heavyweights? He was in heavyweights, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen heavyweights in a long time.
That's the soccer one, right?
He's
No,
a
it's like
wrestler
Fat
on
Camp.
that. He's a wrestler on that Glow show on Netflix with Allison
Oh
Brie.
yeah,
That's really funny.
right. I'd forgotten that he was on.
Because
there.
in the
He was
movie,
guy who's marrying, doing the
in the
green card marriage, right?
Yeah, in the Sandlot, when they do in the roll credit scenes, it says like he goes on to be a professional wrestler.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. So I've loved this movie since it first came out. This movie completely captures not just baseball, but like it captures the true essence of baseball and why it was so important to me and other friends of mine at the time, and what baseball represented as a kid, you know. And even though the movie is set in 1962, in the 90s, I very much felt like that was my story as well. We literally played baseball. It wasn't a sand lot, it was a grass lot, but it was, you know, most neighborhoods kind of have this thing where the neighborhood, you know, will go around and there's just this like massive like land that's not used in the middle of it, and sometimes they make a park out of it or whatnot. We had like somebody had put a basketball goal up there just randomly. So there's all these ditches behind the houses. So every house had a ditch going behind it. And then there was just this strip of land. We'd play football, we'd play basketball, we'd play baseball. And baseball was my big jam, and I loved it. And me and my homies would always gather and play baseball and talk shit to each other. And I love this movie because it's literally how we talked, you know, like it doesn't dumb it down. It doesn't like, it does a very accurate portrayal of the kids and the way they would talk and taunt each other, right? But I love it. It's super fun. It's the story of a group of friends. It's a story of acceptance. It's a story of how something as trivial as a ball game can bring people together. And the movie is so much more than baseball. And even if you're not a baseball fan, I don't think you're going to get much enjoyment out of Bull Durham. Not as much, enjoyment or Field of Dreams, maybe. But you don't have to give a crap about baseball at all to love this movie. It's got great characters that really pop, and every time I watch it, it just works. It works so well, and it worked again when I watched it a couple nights ago. I absolutely adore this film. Strickland, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I echo everything you just said. It's one of those movies for me where you can just watch it forever, and it never gets old. It's probably one of the most quotable movies ever, and for me at least. There's so many good bits. I think they really fleshed out all the characters really well.
Yeah.
And it's just a fun movie, man. It's like, besides me and you talked about this the other day, besides the Wendy Peppercorn stuff, I mean, it's a pretty wholesome movie. It is.
Even that is a innocent wholesomeness to it, right?
For sure. And man, I love this movie. It was a really fun rewatch, and it's so quotable, man. So many good quotes.
Yeah. You're killing me, Smalls.
Yeah.
Forever.
You play ball like a girl.
A colossus of cloud.
Yeah. I love this kid's just trying so hard to fit in, and he doesn't even know who Babe Ruth is. And and I love the character that Babe Ruth shows up in the dream sequence or whatever with Benny the Jet. Yeah. Benny the Jet. I love this. And that's everybody. At least I don't know if everybody did, but there was always that kid that was so damn good. You know what I'm saying? Just did the right thing. Benny's not just a great ball player in this film. He does the right thing. He's like a true mythic hero in this movie. And I absolutely love it. Fantastic stuff. Brooks, all in all, what do you think about this movie back in the day and now?
I've never seen this movie before.
Are you serious?
No, I'm lying.
Okay. I was about to say.
I remember this because I remember this is one of my dad's favorite movies too, because I played baseball from a pretty early age. I played Little League, and so baseball was a big part of my childhood. And the bonds between baseball teams, kind of it's like a special camaraderie, and that's kind of what this movie's about. It's about that special kind of friendship that a bunch of guys who just get together to play a game, and be a team have.
Yeah.
And I really like it. It's because it is a sports movie, but at its core, it's kind of more than that. It's kind of more a coming of age kind of movie in a way.
Mm-hmm.
It's very Stand By Me-ish, but not as dark.
Yeah, it's a lot lighter than.
They even have similar endings, but not as
lighter
dark.
Than My Girl. At least nobody dies in this one.
Man, that's funny that you mentioned that. We were talking about My Girl the other day because the people were talking about the murder hornets or whatever, and I was just like, somehow it made me think of Macaulay Culkin and My Girl, and how that made a 10 or 12-year-old Robbie just completely ball out, just cried like crazy. By the way, spoilers. If you've never seen My Girl, Macaulay Culkin gets stung by a bunch of bees and dies at the end. It's kind of sad. You should watch it. It's a feel-good movie. Anyway, Sandlot really is a feel-good movie. It's not as dark as something like Stand By Me, but it's the same kind of coming-of-age type thing. Exactly what you said, Brooks. It goes beyond just being a great baseball and sports movie, which it is because it captures the true, innocent love of the game, right? And all the characters work, but it's a story of life, and it's a story that everybody can relate to. And I think it's why it works so well, is a lot of us grew up with a ragtag group of friends, misfits going out every day. You back in the day, at least when me and Brooks were growing up, probably when Strickland was growing up in the 90s, but when we were growing up in the 80s, especially, the parents didn't know where you were or what you were doing. I was literally going through death daring adventures with my friends, going out in the woods, going to the creepy cabin house out there and let's try to jump across this 10-foot ditch. We would do stuff like that. We get busted up, wreck our bikes, almost almost die at times, man. Have these crazy, and when you're a kid, it's all exaggerated. and it's even
Yeah.
bigger than
like
it
the
actually
dog.
is. Like the dog. And the movie really captures that, does it not?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the Beast is one of the best.
scene where like they get the catapult the ball over the fence, and then that giant dog head just comes and like swallows it.
Yeah, man, I love the how fake and monstrous the dog looks at first, you know, and then it's just a dog, and it gets into that. Yeah, and it gets into the exaggeration idea. It was actually it's actually in some of those scenes, it's because sometimes it's just like a little. Like a paw that someone's moving with a stick, but it literally sometimes was two dudes in like a big dog suit. Like, you know, you see the goofy horse suit in the old movies and stuff. It was literally that. I love it, but it touches on the idea that when you're a kid, it could be trivial. It's just a dog. But I mean, in my neighborhood, there was a house that had a mean ass dog that you didn't, you know, and if the ball went over that fence, well,
and if you're a kid, like a big dog is like a lot bigger, you know, if you're an adult.
Yeah, and a reclusive neighbor that you don't know is very scary. All of a sudden, you think that the dude three doors down from you is the burbs.
Kids do that too. They just like make up shit about things like they don't know about.
Yes. Yeah, they do. Just like the dog story and the story about the dude. It's completely opposite.
Or the other kid telling him like, he fed the last kid to the beast. We can't just walk up to the door.
That kid telling the story with Squints, right? That's his name.
I think
there's Squints, there's Ham, there's Benny, and there's Smalls. Obviously, the main character who wears a really dorky hat for a while there.
Yeah, he does.
Just completely, like, he is so pathetic at the beginning of this movie, man. You know, and they said that the kid actually could play baseball, so they had to bring a coach in to coach him how to not throw a baseball correctly.
That's funny.
Yeah, it is super fun. What are some of your favorite moments in this movie, Jay Strick? Because it's a movie that's got a ton of moments. Now, I've seen some videos recently where people kind of said it doesn't really get to the plot till later when the ball goes over the fence. That's the climax, but it's not the plot. The plot of the film is about this kid, the best summer of his kid of his young life, you know, and we all have that kind of summer memory, right? So even though it may feel like just a bunch of scenes that are kind of strung together until it gets to that point, I think that the whole heart of the film carries through. But these scenes are amazing. They're all memorable. What's some of your favorites, Strickland?
For sure, man. I agree with you because I think, to piggyback off what you were saying earlier, I think the movie does really well at capturing the magic of just the youth in the sense of like, when I'm watching this movie, I feel that magic of like that sense of wonder when I was a kid, you know? There's so many different scenes, but it's so layered so well. Like it all just works, you know? Like I think about the treehouse. Treehouse scenes might be one of my favorite scenes because that is like my childhood, man. I remember going like in a tree fort, sleeping over with my friends, having s'mores, telling ghost stories. Yeah. It was just classic, man. I love it.
I love what about when they blow it up with the vacuums?
I know, right?
It's like I watched that scene. I'm like, why don't you just turn the fucking vacuums off, guys?
That's what I was thinking.
There's so many, yeah. Because there's so many times
scrambling around, running around, and all I have to do is walk over and turn the vacuum cleaners off.
The best part is when that kid comes out afterwards and he's just like, we've been going about this the wrong way. I blame myself.
And he goes, we're gonna have to do it with science.
Yes. Yep. And he gets his erector set. Ruins it. The dog mauls the hell out of that thing. So what were some of your favorite scenes, man?
Yeah, I was saying the treehouse scene, and then like.
So you like the treehouse scene with the s'mores and the ghost story?
Oh yeah.
See, the treehouse thing, I wanted to touch on that tonight because I had never had a friend with a badass treehouse like that. Like I had a friend with a treehouse, and it was like the most dangerous thing. You did not want to be in there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, who the hell built this treehouse for him? They could literally live there. What is this, Peter? What is Hook? This Peter Pan? Like, what's going on there? Who built this damn treehouse? It's just, why in movies do people? Does anybody ever out there in the chat answer? Does anybody ever had a friend that had like a baller ass treehouse like that? Because I never did. Like it was never part of my experience, but it was always something I wanted.
Yeah, I had a friend like that. I think that's why the scene resonates with me. Because we had a tree fort like that in his backyard, and we would jump out, like we would build piles of leaves, and then we'd jump out of the tree house into the pile of leaves. Obviously, sometimes that went bad because we didn't pad the leaves well.
Yeah, so imagine if you did that. Yeah, imagine if you did that today.
Right? Oh, right.
I broke my hip.
I love the scene too. it's towards the end where Benny, he's like, he knows what he has to do after having that dream, whatever. He pulls out the PF flyers. I was like, dude, when I was a kid, I was like, man, I need the PF flyers. I need it, man.
Yep, you got to pull out the fresh ones too, man.
That was that a real shoe, or is that just they made it for the movie?
I have no idea.
Okay,
maybe it was real.
I didn't know. I didn't know if it was like in the 60s or what.
It may have PF flyer. Let's look it up.
Yeah.
If only we had the internet.
No, man.
PF flyers. Oh, they still make them, homie. It's New Balance. New Balance makes them.
Okay.
New Balance is from 37. I didn't realize New Balance was so old because they were never like one of the big shoes when I was growing up. Holy cow, dude. They're still out. Oh man, I want to get, they look like Converse.
Yeah, I mean
they look sharp, dude.
Let me show you what they were. He put on the all black PF flyers.
Let me show some of these, dude. Holy cow. Look at those. Those are clean, dude.
Yeah, that's the ones he wore, right?
Look at that one right there. Oh my God. Wow. I think I'm gonna get a pair of those, y'all. we're gonna crowdfund some PF flyers for Rockin Robbie. You know, I need some new shoes, man.
Yeah, we might have to run away from a dog again.
I might have, I did get bit, you know. And the story is actually based. Okay, so I completely closed out the Wikipedia. What was that dude? David Mickey something? The guy that wrote and directed this film, co-wrote and directed this film, based it on childhood, right? Like so much so that the guy that Squints is based on, the real life Squints, like tried to sue them for like invasion of privacy and defamation. I'm like, dude, you're the one pointing out that you were a nerd. Like, you know,
you should just kept your mouth shut, man.
Yeah, but Squints is also not just nerdy, but he's bold. You know, he's bold, and they're all nerdy. They're all baseball nerds. Oh, they're all nerds. They're all into their stuff. They're telling ghost stories at Treehouse. Nerdy.
Even Benny's like the coolest one, but he's so obsessed with baseball that like it kind of makes him nerdy in a way.
Yeah, you get the idea that Benny that's why Benny's there, because he just needs people to play baseball with, because he hates those ass hats
the uniform kids
uniforms.
Which is that's a great scene too, because like the way they set it up is like, oh man, it's about to be a good game, and they just like literally destroy them. The Sandlot.
Yeah, I love that.
Man,
there's not
so
even
good.
It could have easily gone into that's the plot of the movie. Now they have to prove themselves against the bully team, but they didn't go that route, and it made the movie feels pure because it feels like your life. It feels like your life as a kid, or at least as a boy growing up in America. It just like that was that. I felt like that was my life, and I was like, man, it's nice to know that from 92 down to 62, it didn't really seem to change too much as far as the experience goes. I don't know what it's like today. Obviously, I'm not like a 10, 12-year-old, but you definitely got the idea that Benny just didn't like the douches on the other team. And so he just formed his own team. Like that's literally why they're there. Like, but there's more to it than that. There's compassion in him. Right. And that's one of I think it's great because it gets connected. He's the one, and they're all kind of wildly successful when you get to the end, the epilogue of the film, where they're telling you what happened. Like these guys invented mini malls, you know. This guy became a professional wrestler, and Benny, of course, becomes a great player for the LA Dodgers, right? And Smalls becomes like a baseball broadcaster. Yeah. So, and that's cool, but it's cool to see the connect to that compassion in Benny as a child, leading to that success, you know, and the dream he has with Babe is really revelatory, I would say, about like the desire and the will to like do what makes you scared. You got to jump the fence. I mean, it's a great metaphor, and you know, in the movie is you got to jump the fence, you got to face the beast. I mean, we're always talking about things like most movies, most story, it just goes right down to the hero's journey. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of easy. You can play around with it. You can play around with that structure, but that's basically it. And even though Benny's not the main character, he's the hero of the film, you know? And it's one of those films almost where the point of view is from the squire about the knight in a way. And Smalls is the squire in a way, right? It's like if Army of Darkness was told by that rat-faced dude that was in Army of Darkness, right? Instead of whatever. I don't know. I'm on a rant.
Ratatouille?
But the writer-director, his brother jumped the fence. He was bullied by these baseball kids. He wanted to play baseball with them, and they hit a ball over the fence. So he decided to try to like get on their good side. He would jump the fence, and he got bit in the leg pretty severely by a dog, which has happened to me. And you know, it's It's not a thing to sneeze at. I'll tell you that much. But he kind of based it on that. And he's like, well, I can't make them bullies. So they're still kind of bullies, but it's in that fun, like good natured way that, guys do when they get together and they start joshing on each other.
They have to accept Smalls first, and which isn't easy for them because he sucks so hard at baseball.
Yeah, right.
It's like he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know how to catch it. He doesn't know how to throw it. It's kind of magical how Benny just like, just hold your glove up, and I'll do it. And the ball goes right into his glove, and then he can play baseball.
Yep. And then he hits his first home run with the Babe Ruth signed ball. And then we go into this whole spiel about them trying to get the ball back. Denis Leary, by the way, for some reason I love this movie so much. And this is I think this is a testament to that, is every time I watch this movie, I go, oh yeah, Denis Leary's in this movie. Like it doesn't even cross my mind.
He was kind of a dick.
He could have been worse knowing Denis Leary.
It's true, but it's just like the whole beginning of the movie, he's just like, hey, teach me how to throw. He's like, oh, in a minute. And he like never does it. But
that's kind of, I think that's kind of a staple with that kind of relationship between a stepson and a stepfather and stepson, is that they have that kind of period where they are trying to get to know each other, but they, it's kind of weird and awkward,
And the movie is about that journey. At the end of it,
because like, the stepdad is so into baseball and the kid is trying to be, but he just doesn't have, he doesn't have it yet.
Yeah, that's why he's into it. That's why he's trying to fit in the first place, Yeah,
for sure.
And I like that journey because you do see that. But on the other hand, sometimes I think about it. I'm like, is he really being a dick? Because I can't even think about how frustrating it would be to try to teach someone how to catch a baseball. like honestly, how you know what I'm saying?
Put your glove where the ball's going to be.
Yeah. I mean, that's literally, that's it. That's what he does. He's like, if the ball moves, move your glove, and I mean, that's literally it, right? It's hard. You can teach someone to improve a swing. You can teach someone to improve how they handle the ball, but you can't really, I mean, how do you teach someone how to catch it?
Catch is you just gotta put it in make sure it goes into your hand,
It's a scary thing at first though. I remember when I first started playing baseball, it was a scary thing because I was like,
once you get it, like it is true. Like once you get it, you can catch a ball anytime, just about.
Dude, there was a half a season where I had to play first base and I was terrified because I was like, I got to catch every single one of these. And for the most part, I did. I did miss some, but there were also some really bad throws. Okay, I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah.
But I was never the guy that was going to go into the splits to like save a ball. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hell no. I was better as an outfielder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like my favorite players. But yeah, the structure's great. Benny's great. The characters are great. Brooks, what are some of your favorite scenes?
I like the scenes with him and his stepdad. I like that. I guess I like that story arc. How like they're so far apart and they're trying to come together, but and then in the end, like they're playing catch and he's like, oh, he catches it. And he's like, oh, you hurt my hand with that one. Like I like that. I like that. His stepdad finally acknowledges, his baseball. And I really like the 4th of July scene.
Oh, that's a great scene.
Because, that's a thing. The baseball is such an all-American game.
Yeah.
And, it's very, so I like that they're playing America the Beautiful while red, white, and blue fireworks are going off and all the kids are like out there in with their baseball gloves, like just staring up at the sky.
And I love the idea of that this is the one time they get to play at night. Because I remember that the sun goes down, you can't play anymore.
Unless you have a lit field.
But the Sandlot's not lit, and the field we would play at wasn't lit. And if you go to the park, usually there's a game going on.
Right.
We would go to there, but if you just go to the park when they're not actually doing a real game, they don't turn the lights on really. You know what I'm saying? Because the park closes at sunset for the most part, because that's when all the skeevy druggies and prostitutes show up, right? But anyway,
they didn't play baseball. All the drug dealers and drug dealers versus the prostitutes.
Yeah, let's do it.
They had a whole league.
Yeah, why not, right?
The junkies were like the champions for a while.
They were. They really were. They have the dedication. Speaking of dedication, another great thing about that 4th of July scene is that it shows that these kids are still just kids, but to Benny, baseball is still the most important thing. And I think that's another very telling scene. I really like the idea that it's structured around Benny, but it's not from his POV. And I really like that. And by the way, at the end, that's his older brother playing the adult version of himself, which is kind of neat. So that's why they do facially kind of look like each other. But I always thought, man, that mustache looks doofy. But then I go, man, I don't know. Don Mattingly had mustache too. And I thought that was badass back in the day. So, 1993, right? When this movie came out. So yeah. And it was even probably filmed before that. Who knows, right? That's a great scene. One of my favorite scenes is the scene with the chewing tobacco and they're on the ride. Like, oh
my gosh,
I love that scene so much. They feel so badass. Like, oh, that's some good chaw. They're just trying to emulate their heroes.
And the realization, like, I like the way they portrays it. Like, it's just slowly, like they're just sort of like they start, kind of getting this kind of like weird queasy feeling.
Yeah, right.
And it just gets worse and worse.
Yes. Oh my goodness. All the kids, their facial acting is so amazing in that scene. And I love it. And apparently what they were chewing on was licorice mixed with like bacon. And because they had to do so many takes and they were literally on that ride, they were starting to feel sick. Right. But I just love it. The hubris and like, oh, we're going to chew. Oh, this is some nice chaw. They're all acting like
what the big leaguers are doing.
They're just swallowing this shit. They're on this spinny ride. They all get sick. And like, it's one of the best barf scenes I've ever seen in a movie, man. It's so gross. Dude. What?
It's a tilt-a-whirl.
Yeah. Right. I love it. I used to I one time, Brooks, I don't know. You may remember this. Bronze Spring Park. They used to have like the carnival there all the time, right?
Yeah. I kind of remember that. Yeah.
That's where we played baseball. So we would like go there all the time. And like on opening night and closing day, they would have it all open and there'd be crazy, snow cones and like, give me a suicide, and all that kind of stuff. But there was this thing called the Twister. I think they still have it at Southern Adventures actually, because they bought a lot of that stuff. But it's a Twister, you're in your little cart and it's spinning and then you're spinning around like this, right? And I was in a cart with my mom and my friend at the time, I don't even remember this kid's name. He was with my stepdad, Donnie, and he threw up. And because you're spinning, like Donnie got it all over him. It was all over the cart. It was so funny. So has that ever happened to one of y'all? Like to you or somebody you knew?
No, that's never happened to me, fortunately.
I actually not at like a carnival, but I didn't play baseball. I played football and basketball, but my senior year, after all the seasons were over, everyone was like, we should do like a rec baseball season, They had those for if you wanted to do them. If you weren't on like the actual high school team, you could do like a rec baseball team. It was kind of like a joke.
Yeah.
And I had never played baseball, so I need to like make this clear. I was god awful. I think we're talking about my at bats. I was like 2 for like 63, and my 2 hits were like bunts.
Oh my goodness, Strickland.
And they just put me in the outfield because I was literally smalls. You know what I'm saying? Like they was like, all right, the ball's not going to come to you. Well, it actually comes to me one time, right? Well, we had the bright idea of like, oh, we're playing baseball. We got to throw a dip in. Again, I never tried dip before, so I didn't know what I was doing. I stick it in there, and I'm like out there, and the ball actually comes my way. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's coming. I do this like Sports Center highlight catch. I don't know how it happens. I like flip on the ground, and I catch it. Yeah, and everyone's like, oh, but I swallowed the dip and I threw up everywhere in the outfield. It was bad.
Wow. That's hilarious.
Yeah, kind of similar to the movie, except mine was actually on the field, I guess. So
that's funny. I remember the first time I tried dip. I was in my 20s, and it was the nastiest stuff, man. We had this peach dip. Good. Brooks, I think did I do this with you?
It's probably Chris. Chris used to dip.
Yeah, and like he had peach. And I was like, that sounds really good.
Peach. That's Chris.
Yeah. And I think I was with you and him, and I was like, let me try some of that. And I put it in there, and it wound up getting all up in my mouth. And I was like, bleh, spitting it, man. But then for a while, I did do the pouch thing. I would do the berry blend pouch thing. But very quickly, I got out of that. And I'm glad. I just went right back to cigarettes. So I was still smoking. I used to work with this dude who would have a nicotine patch on, a pouch of dip, and he would be smoking. He was like the service manager at the service lane. Yeah. I used to think he was on coke. I think he was on coke too. I'm just saying. I don't know. This was a long time ago.
Intense, man.
Yeah. This dude was intense, man. I'm not even kidding, man. Like
I've
Dude,
never
we're not
heard of
talking
that
about
before.
Sandlot now. It's almost like we're in the second half of this, but we'll get someone to remind me about that. I'll tell you a story.
Yeah, I got you.
But Sandlot. So I love that scene. It's so funny. It's got great scenes. You know, the swimming pool scene, and that's what's great about the movies. Everybody's got these experiences. There was going to the pool in the summer, playing baseball with the friends like almost every single day. Going to the carnival or riding the spinny rides, having fun adventures, having to jump a fence and get chased by a dog across the neighborhood. Right. I absolutely love this film. Think it's amazing. Hey, we got Perry in the house. He's lurking. What's up, buddy? Great show last night. Thank you, Perry. Perry was on the channel last night. So it was a great conversation. We got a lot of other people in here too. So we'll get to y'all's comments here in a bit. But what else is there to talk about with Sandlot? You know, we talked a lot about the themes, about the purpose, about the relevance. What do you want to say, Brooks?
I was just thinking, like you mentioned the dog chase. I'd forgotten that the Wolfman was in this movie, like, because there's people in a theater watching the Wolfman, and then all of a sudden Benny just runs through the screen with the beast chasing behind him. Like, how is he running through a movie screen all of a sudden?
When Lon Chaney Jr. is turning into the wolf for the first time.
It's classic.
I love movies that have the Universal monsters like in there.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so cool to me.
I forgot that James Earl Jones was the guy at the end.
Yeah, man, let's talk about that. He's like, they probably had to pay that dude way. That's like half the budget of the film.
Like 100%
was
like,
to have James Earl Jones.
We got to get Darth Vader for this end scene.
We can only afford 3 minutes. But it's great because they build up this idea that it's some kind of mean old man, but it turns out to be this very kind, warm-hearted, good-natured blind man who used to be a baseball player and even knew
Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth. In fact, called him George. Oh, George signed that?
Yeah.
This dude's probably full of shit, except for they show the picture, right?
Yeah.
They did miss a moment there because he says, like, I would have even made it to the big leagues. When he says something like I was a better hitter than him, or something like that, right? He's like, and I would have been until, and then they're like, oh, because you went blind. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, no, it's because he was a black man. Like, that's why he wasn't able to play with Babe Ruth.
That kind of sugarcoats some of the old school baseball racism.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love when he walks out there too, when they bring back the dog, and he's like, why didn't you just knock on the door? I would have got the ball for you.
Yeah. Why'd you just knock on the door? I would have gotten it for you.
They all turn on squints.
Yeah, they do.
Because he told them that bullshit story.
He goes, oh, we got the ball back. Oh, this movie's so great. And when he shows up, it's great too. And he's just a dude. I love it. He's at first it's kind of creepy because he's like, come on in. And I'm like, I don't know, man.
A long time since anybody got the best of old Hercules.
Yeah, right. I don't and I'm like, I don't know what it was like in 1962, obviously. But I mean, I don't know like how willingly I would have just been like, nah, dude, I ain't gonna just walk in your house, man. But anyway, in my neighborhood back in the day, there was a creepy guy, and he would try to get kids into his house to show him his like dirty magazine collection and shit like that. And very creepy. I'm not even kidding. He eventually got arrested. It was a big thing on the news and all kinds of shit like that, man. It was crazy.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know, right? The Babe Ruth scene is great. I can't remember the guy's name who plays Babe Ruth, but that's a great scene. I love how it looks like he's an old school film, and then he pops in.
He's the same guy that's in Field of Dreams.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. I don't know his name, but I just when I was watching the movie, I was like, he's the same guy in Field of Dreams. I was like, because he plays Babe Ruth in Field of Dreams too, right?
I don't think he plays Babe Ruth.
I've never seen Field of Dreams.
It was on the poll, but it performed okay, but it didn't. I mean, nothing was going to beat Sandlot, And, I love sports movies. I love sports, and sports movies are great. Sports movies, sports documentaries are some of the most inspirational stories I've ever read or seen. Yeah. Right. But, I'm trying to figure out who this dude is. Is it Denis Leary? Is that who it is?
I have no idea.
I'm just kidding. It's not Denis Leary, obviously. Just who played Babe Ruth? But what was I saying? This is the worst movie review ever. I'm telling you.
So dumb. We're trying to figure out who.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now.
Art
LaFleur. Art LaFleur. Yeah. And he was, of course, in Field of Dreams, which Brooks has never seen. I think it's okay. Kevin Costner's in like 3 baseball films. One of them being one of my. Oh, that's what I was saying was I love sports movies. And I think baseball movies I think there's more good baseball movies than other sports. What do you guys think? Strickland, what do you think about that? Because I know you're a basketball guy.
Yeah, but there's really not that many good I mean, there's a lot of good basketball movies, but like there is better baseball movie. I would probably lean towards more basketball, but that's probably just me selfishly choosing that sport because that's my favorite sport.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good football movies too, though, but
not as many as baseball, though.
It would probably be basketball, baseball, football, but yeah, there's so many good baseball movies.
Yeah, Art LaFleur, and he does not play Babe Ruth in Field of Dreams, but he was in Field of Dreams. He was also in Mr. Baseball, the movie with Tom Selleck.
Yeah, where he has to go to Japan, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I loved that movie. I'm trying to see now what else David Mickey Evans did. He did also, this makes total sense. He did First Kid.
Nice.
Remember First Kid?
Yeah.
He did the third and fourth Beethoven movie.
They made 3 Beethovens?
Okay. Oh, they made more than that.
There's like 9. I've only seen like the first one though.
Oh, and he's also the writer and director of The Sandlot 2, which it did spawn a couple sequels, which I've never seen. Never really cared to see them, to be honest. But
it's like you don't want to mess with the original.
Yeah.
Knowing that he did the second one though, kind of makes me curious. But what's wild is the third one apparently has Luke Perry in it. Luke Perry's one of the kids. I don't remember which one. But he's playing baseball, so maybe it's Benny. I don't know. But he gets hit in the head with a ball. And then it goes into like a It's a Wonderful Life type thing where he goes back into the past and relives things as if he was like his life if he wasn't into baseball or something like that. And I'm not like, right? Doesn't that sound that sounds
trippy.
Terrible. That sounds terrible. But love this movie. Think it's fantastic. Obviously, we've been ranting and raving about it. So let's get to the ya digs. First of all, Jelani was unable to be here with us tonight, but he did inform me that he gives this movie 5 ya digs, a perfect score from Jelani. So you out there in the chat, let us know how many out of 5 ya digs would you give The Sandlot? And then we're going to give our ratings right now. Strickland, out of 5 possible ya digs, what do you give Sandlot?
I think this will be my first 5 on 5 ya digs on a PCP movie review. Yeah, I just think it deserves it because for me, it's just it's almost a perfect movie. And like, man, there's so many like awesome moments and it just kind of leaves you in awe. And it's just got so many good feel-good moments and so enjoyable. And you can watch it at any point in your life, I feel like, and just find joy in it, I love like from the very get-go, like I love that Benny, like, because we've all been in a room like where, of course, Jokey can go too far. And it was kind of getting that way, right? Like with all the guys, they're like, oh, Smalls sucks. He's never going to make it. And then like
he's
Benny, like, dude, you could see he was like about to cry, and Benny like takes that step and is like, nah, man, like we're going to be his friend. And that's just so cool, man. And to like see that whole movie spawn out, their friendship and The Sandlot in general, I just think it deserves 5 ya digs, man.
Yeah, no kidding. That's a perfect score. First perfect score Jay Strick has given a movie.
Yeah.
And I think it's well worth it, to be honest with you. We got a couple perfect scores in the chat right now, Michael and Herminio. And exactly what you hit it on the head, and the kindness that Benny shows Smalls, like literally changed this dude's life.
Yeah.
And so think about that, the butterfly effect, the littlest little thing, like be kind to people because you don't know who that person is, what they're going through. Because we also we've been talking about how much Benny is a hero. The Smalls is a hero too, because a lot of kids would never make the attempt to go and try to fit in and hang out. And it also is a good lesson in the idea that if something's scary, though, you got to do it. Not only did Benny do it when he jumped the fence, but Smalls did it when he first walked out into the Sandlot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there you go. Speaking of scared little kids, Brooks, out of 5 possible ya digs, what do you give The Sandlot?
I give it 5 too. A lot of that has to do with my sentimental attachment to the movie.
There's a lot of nostalgia.
Because it is a movie I always liked when I was a kid. it just kind of spoke to me, I guess you could say.
Absolutely. It literally feels like my life, Brooks, even though it's like set
It's kind of
20
like the
years
Dazed
before
and
we were born.
Confused of my childhood.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's like the perfect encapsulations of life is Dazed and Confused for your high school years, and your middle school years and elementary years are like The Sandlot, you know.
Yeah.
And then preschool,
Ideally.
maybe, yeah,
And
ideally.
then post high school was like Mallrats for Brooks.
Well, kind of.
Kind
I
of,
remember
yeah.
Me,
No,
yeah,
I
me and
think-
George used to go to the mall a lot back in the
Yeah,
day. And
y'all
just
did.
walk around for no reason.
Yeah, I used to go to the mall with George. Did we ever go to the mall together, Brooks?
I think so, a couple of times.
I'm sure
yeah.
we did a few times. Yeah, we used to
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
malls.
You gotta get them pretzel bites.
Parkway
Let's go
Place
get
or
some
Madison
pretzels
Square.
and some
Yeah.
great American cookies, and we got to go to Spencer's. You know, I got to go look at the hats at the Hat Shack or
Mark's
whatever.
Imports.
Mark's Imports. Oh, I missed that place. Mark's Imports was a place that sold like really cool,
Yeah,
like
crazy shit.
band T-shirts
Oh,
and
nice.
posters and all kinds of cool psychedelic type stuff. And
They
they
had,
had
like,
incense,
Swords and Ninja Stars and
Yeah,
nunchucks.
knives, Zippos.
Yeah.
They had like a
Yeah.
whole Zippo display.
Like
super cool.
Crazy.
like band shirts, like the best like heavy metal band shirts and stuff you get from Mark's Imports.
Oh yeah, I bought a Jamiroquai shirt there. I bought a Jimi Hendrix shirt. Basically, have you ever been to Zero Gravity?
Yeah, it's
It
that.
was like
Okay.
Zero Gravity
Yeah.
without the bongs, right? That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. So 5 and 5, and Jelani gave it 5. I'm giving it a 5 as well, y'all. This is one of my favorite movies ever. I think it's the best sports movie. I think it's the best baseball movie. I think it's just one of the best movies of the 90s. I think it's probably the best movie of 1993. I got to actually, we'll probably talk about this as soon as we wrap this up. What are the best movies in 93? That's a good question, right?
Yeah.
But I love this film. I think it's amazing. It literally encapsulates my childhood. It's so well done. It's so well performed. Usually kids in movies, they either like tank or they sail. And all of these kids sailed. Even the kid that's in the kid that's the pitcher, he's the kid from People Under the Stairs, right? And all these other ones. And by the way, we were talking about the epilogue of the film, and they all kind of had this like really happy ending. That one kid, all they say about him is he got really into the 60s, and we never saw him.
Saw them again.
And I'm like, whoa, what? I want to know that story. I want to know that story.
You want to spin off?
Yeah, like we should write it, guys.
I don't understand. Like he got into the 60s.
I mean,
Like the decade?
Yeah, that means he became a hippie. He started doing drugs. Who knows what happened to him?
I kind of figured it was something like that, but I wasn't sure.
That's what I think.
I've never heard that before.
Maybe he joined, maybe he got sent to the Vietnam War or something. I don't know. How old are these kids? They're probably like, I think they're like middle school, early high school age, maybe. Probably
No, they say that Small says in the beginning that it was his 5th grade going into 6th grade that summer.
And you think Benny's probably a couple years older?
Yeah,
right?
I mean, he seems like it. I don't know. It kind of
maybe he was the one who died, and that was just their kind of sugar-coated way of saying that without making the movie too dark.
I think it was. It's like in Stand By Me.
Never heard from again.
Whatever. I don't know. Anyway, we love this film. We think it's great. And apparently, it's a rarity when this happens. It does happen, though. I don't know when it last happened. I know it happened with Avengers, but y'all, we just across the board gave it a perfect score. So the official PCP rating for The Sandlot is 5 ya digs, y'all. Hell yeah. That's awesome. So therefore, if you're watching this on the replay, let us know how many ya digs out of 5 you give The Sandlot. Let us know what you think of The Sandlot, your revisits, your recollections, your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Please do like, share, and subscribe. But don't go anywhere. We're not over. Now we're just doing a BS and live stream.
After dark.
I'm glad that, 45 minutes into the show, I'm editing myself. But 2 minutes in, I'm spitting like a sailor. You know what I'm saying? That sounded weird. 1993. This movie came out in 93. What are the best films in 1993? I want everybody.
Dude, 93 was a crazy year. You're about to look this up.
I know 94 is a great year because we've done that one before. Oh, man.
Yeah.
So everybody right now, let me know what your favorite movie from 1993 is, and I retract my statement that Sandlot's the best one.
Yeah, I don't think it's the best movie in 93.
It's close.
It is.
It's very close. Actually, I don't know.
You're picking that up, dude. I don't know, man.
All right, here's some movies that come out in 1993: Jurassic Park,
Yep.
Tombstone,
Yep.
Schindler's List,
Yep.
Nightmare Before Christmas, Groundhog Day, Mrs. Doubtfire, Last Action Hero, Cliffhanger, Boiling Point, Loaded Weapon 1. Do you remember that one? National
I
Lampoon.
do.
And,
Yeah.
Hot Shots Part 2. Wow.
There's Hocus Pocus, Free Willy.
Demolition Man. Did I say that one already?
Yeah. Rudy. Rudy came out in 93?
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Free Willy. Yeah.
Christmas.
Three Musketeers, which that's not considered.
Schindler's List.
Sister Act 2.
Homeward Bound.
Homeward Bound. That's a great movie, actually.
The Incredible Journey.
It
Dazed
is.
and Confused.
No, I thought Dazed and Confused was 94.
That's on there.
Mask of
Dennis
Phantasm.
Menace.
Batman.
What's Eating Gilbert Grape? Sister Act 2. The Fugitive.
Cool Runnings.
True Romance. Menace to Society.
Yeah, there's like way too many movies.
Carlito's Way. Poetic Justice.
Adam Family Values is on it.
Alive. Oh, Rookie of the Year. Another great kid baseball movie.
Robin Hood Men in Tights. Grumpy Old Men.
Turtles in Time.
Oh, that movie is bad.
Gettysburg. So I Married an Axe Murderer.
You say Coneheads?
In the Line of Fire. Man, there's a great Point of No Return.
93 was wild.
Another Stakeout. Falling
Mask of the Phantasm.
Yeah. Falling Down, y'all. Remember the one Michael Douglas goes crazy at that McDonald's or whatever? Posse. Do y'all remember Posse?
And Ninja Scroll came out in 93. I didn't know that.
Wow. I think for the most part, you can pick almost any year and it will look like this, but it just feels like there's certain years that really pop. And this one pops pretty well. I don't think it pops quite as hard. Okay. I thought Dazed and Confused was 94-ish, but yeah, you're right. It's 93. So yeah, 93 Dazed and Confused is going to be my favorite because as much as I love my childhood playing baseball, like I loved getting high in high school and causing trouble and you know going out.
All right.
I kind of like that lifestyle a little bit better. But man,
that was 93.
Yeah, y'all think about what it is, and I'm gonna look at the chat right now because we got some. Oh yeah, Brandon Adam Jones was in Mighty Ducks. He was in Mighty Ducks 2 and 3. The guy that played Benny. Y'all remember? He's not in the first Mighty Ducks.
He's the guy with the lasso?
I don't remember.
No, he was the guy. He was like a figure skater, and they converted him to a hockey player.
Lewis says Sandlot.
There's a guy and his sister.
What? What'd you say?
Like the figure skater. It was a guy. It was a kid and his sister that were the figure skaters.
Yeah, I can't remember him in the movies.
I want to look it up. Mighty Ducks 2.
Was he just like a random guy?
I don't know, dude.
I don't remember much about D2.
Have you seen the Mighty Ducks, Robbie? I thought you said you hadn't seen them.
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen all three of them.
I thought we talked about this the other week. Never mind.
I've seen the first two. I don't know if I've seen. I can't remember if I saw a D3.
Okay, which one is the one where they're playing like the Russians or whatever the hell?
Yeah, where they're the Olympics. I think that was D3.
That's 2. No, 2. 3 is they go to the high school and like the private school, and they're all like a team together.
Yes, you're right. There he is in the movie.
Yeah, I don't remember him in the movie.
Well, I mean,
those jerseys, man. The other one, the white jerseys. I want that. Those are so sick.
Oh yeah. Okay. Hey, look, and he's in Sandlot too.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, he is.
Dude that was in People Under the Stairs. Yeah, there he is. Is he like because they have to play with other people, right? Because they're on the American team now, right? And he's someone that's like from a different team. That's like trying to fit in or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. There he is though. He's in the damn movie. There he is in the US of A on the dream team. There he is.
Benny the Jet.
But Benny is the Jet. Yeah, he looks like he's playing like a douchebag type character, right? Cool kid. Yeah, there he is. Look at that intensity on his face.
Yeah, he hasn't done like any movies.
Didn't they replace the main kid in those movies at some point? I don't know. It's been a while.
No, the main kid was the dude from Dawson's Creek.
Which one? Joshua Jackson. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was in Fringe.
He's Conway.
Easy reader. I don't have the Joker video available when we do these group chats, unfortunately. But I'm working on trying to figure it out.
Yeah, man, you need to make it happen.
Arminio says Demolition Man, best movie of '93. It's one of my favorites, but I don't know if it's quite the best. Mike says Alive. Alive really messed me up when I was a kid when they start eating their friends. Yeah, that's a good one though. That's a good one. Lewis says Falling Down is one of my favorites. Mike says Army of Darkness was '93. Was it '93?
I don't think it was.
I think it was like '92.
I didn't see the list, but I mean, I don't think that was a.
Remember the Titans is a good movie. It's a great great football movie, especially. Epoch says Tombstone.
I like Tombstone a lot too.
My neighbor Totoro. Mike's just Googling shit right now and just acting.
Yeah, he is. He thinks he's cool.
Michael says Jurassic Park. Yeah, Jurassic Park's.
It's so classic.
I love Dazed and Confused so much though, but Jurassic Park is probably over Sandlot for me. But I don't know. I think I'm more willing to watch Sandlot at any time. So I don't know what that brings to it. You know what I'm saying? But
you can blame Jurassic Park for the Star Wars prequels because George Lucas saw Jurassic Park and he's like, we finally have the CGI I want, so I'm going to start making these movies.
Herminio is the PCP Army's Mighty Ducks historian, and he says that he could control his speed in the Mighty Ducks.
He was super fast, and they had to work on his speed.
He couldn't stop or something, right?
Yeah. And so they put out all the cans on the ice, and that was I'm sorry, I remember it now.
Don't worry, Mike. We will not hesitate to put you in timeout in a moment's notice. Yeah, Jurassic Park still does hold up very well. So does the book.
What are you choosing, Robbie?
Dazed and
Confused.
Yeah, Dazed and Confused, The Sandlot, Dazed and Confused, The Sandlot, Jurassic Park. Very close though. Very close. They could switch at any time.
Yeah.
Demolition Man's going to be in there, and to round that out, I'd probably go. I don't know. I don't think Army of Darkness actually came out, but yeah. What about you? I can't peg down a fifth one right now. What about you, Strick?
I'd probably go. Yeah, it's hard. This is
my fifth one. Would be Mask of the Phantasm. That's what I'd do. Yeah,
it would be between Sandlot, Jurassic Park, Nightmare Before Christmas, and Mask of the Phantasm.
Okay.
So none of us really picked one. We just kind of picked like the best five.
Dazed and Confused. I picked one. You got to pick one, and Brooks hasn't gone yet. Brooks, I guarantee Brooks will pick one.
What you got, Brooks?
Brooks, which one are you gonna pick?
Oh, I like Adam's Family Values a lot. That was a movie I really liked.
What?
I dig that. Are you gonna pick that out of all those movies?
I don't know. I know there's like something. Man, Mask of the Phantasm. Jeez.
You can't possibly.
I know. You can't. It's like too much
values more than Mask of the Phantasm or Dazed and Confused or The Sandlot or right.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, but I'm trying to avoid talking Sandlot. We already talked about that.
Rookie of the Year, man.
Free Willy. Come on, man.
Free Willy. But they did sequels to Free Willy too. You know what I'm saying?
Cool Runnings. Cool Runnings was it?
Cool Runnings.
Mrs. Doubtfire. I didn't even see that one.
Demolition Man. Demolition Man.
Yeah.
Lewis, nobody's gonna hate you for that. I remember going to Hardee's when I was a kid because I wanted to get the figures, or not the figures, the cars, right? Yeah. But
Jason Goes to Hell.
We're not going to go off on a Scientology rant tonight, but that was a nice temptation.
I'm going Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park? Okay.
It's just a game changer. Yeah.
What are you going with?
Still holds up too.
Jason Goes to Hell.
Nice.
He's bullshitting. That's like the worst one, dude.
It really is.
It is
Well,
the worst one.
are we counting Freddy vs. Jason? Because that's pretty bad.
Well, that didn't come out in
I haven't
93.
seen that one.
Did Jason Goes to Hell was 93, right?
I was saying in general.
I remember when that movie Jason Goes to Hell came out because the cover they had the silver Jason mask, right, with the demon coming out of it.
Yeah.
And they were
Like
selling that year the silver chrome reflective Jason masks, which
That's
I still
cool.
think is a cool looking Jason mask, but he didn't wear it in the movie or nothing. Yeah,
No.
you're right, Lewis. True Romance is in that is in 93 as well, and that's an amazing one. I got to redo the top 5 because Demolition Man, as much as I love it, it is nothing compared to True Romance or Jurassic Park and Tombstone's one I can kind of take. I love Tombstone. Don't get me wrong, but it's not up there with Jurassic Park or Sandlot for me.
You know,
Nightmare
like yeah, I was gonna say Nightmare for Christmas.
Nightmare for Christmas.
It's classic.
The Fugitive 2, man, is great. Really great. Arguably Gary Oldman's best role is True Romance. I love him in True Romance, but
I don't know if that's his best role.
He thinks it's White Boy Day. I love him in that movie though. But I think Dracula is probably a better performance than that, if I had to think of one. Gordon, though, he did a great performance as Gordon. He has an amazing performance in a movie called The Contender, which I don't think a lot of people have seen. Check that one out. I think, is that a Michael Mann film? I think it might be. Michael Mann's an acquired taste for certain things. Silence of the Lambs was a little bit earlier, right? It was like 91 or something because it won the Academy Award that year. It's like 91 or 92. Schindler's List won the Academy Award in 93. Herminio gives us the top 5. Jurassic Park, Nightmare, Demolition Man, Mrs. Doubtfire, and Rookie of the Year. That's a good one. What did you pick, Brooks? Did you pick one?
No, not
Jason Goes to Hell.
Nah, come on.
Yeah, I think Dazed and Confused would be the top of my list on that.
Yeah, I mean, how much just fun have we had watching that together?
It's the one I've watched probably more than enjoyed more than most movies.
I just watched it a couple weeks ago on my birthday night.
It's been a while. It's getting about time, I think, to revisit that.
No kidding. Perry we were doing the show with Perry last night, and Perry's doing this thing on his YouTube channel where he hasn't seen a lot of these popular movies, including the MCU films. So he's getting some traction right now. Like basically filming his reactions to watching the films. And so I was like, we should you should do a show with us, and we should put together like a poll of movies that he hasn't seen. So I've been thinking about what to put on that poll, and I think I was going to put Dazed and Confused on it because I just watched it a couple weeks ago, but I would totally watch it again to, do another video about it because whatever. Right now, we got a PCP Army movie poll going on right now. It ends right before I start Rockin Robbie Live on Sunday night, where I will announce the winner. And it's a John Carpenter specific one. And we're going to hopefully get Dylan on that show with us.
Nice.
They're all John Carpenter films. And right now, The Thing's kind of kicking ass. Thing's number 1. I think, is it Big Trouble that's number 2? In the Mouth of Madness is number 3. Then it starts going down. They Live, The Fog's on there. It's not every single John Carpenter film, obviously. It's just
I'm about to say, yeah.
But right now, The Thing is winning. So very possible that next Friday night, we're doing The Thing.
We're doing The Thing. Did you not put Halloween on there?
What?
Did you not put Halloween on there?
No. Let's save Halloween for Halloween time.
Yeah, The Thing. I don't think I've ever seen it.
You never seen John Carpenter's The Thing? 82 is another one of those years, y'all. You think figuring out your favorite movie of 93 was hard? Let's do this.
Oh, I have Kurt Russell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Figure out your favorite movie of 1982. I dare everybody right now. Give me your one single favorite movie.
Hold on. I got to look it up.
I got to take a piss. I'll be right back. Because I know mine. I thought 1982 is probably the single best year for film, in my opinion.
Holy crap, dude. The first 3 were E.T., Blade Runner, and The Thing. Are you looking these up, Brooks?
Almost.
So it's got E.T., Blade Runner, The Thing, Tron.
Annie, Tron.
Yeah.
Beastmaster, Conan. Oh, First Blood. Oh.
Dark Crystal, man. Fast Times.
Oh, Fast Times.
Creep
Secret
Show.
of NIMH. Secret of NIMH. That's a good one.
Poltergeist.
The Last Unicorn. I actually like that movie.
Wow. Rocky
Gandhi,
3.
Rocky 3.
Dude, I don't know, man. Rocky 3.
Wrath of Khan.
That's a good one. Friday 13th, the third one. Friday 13th. I'm trying to remember which one that was. I feel like they all kind of blend for me.
Swamp Thing.
Nice.
Wait, Wes Craven did the Swamp Thing movie?
Yeah.
Huh. The best little
one of
whorehouse
his-
in Texas. I remember that movie.
It was one of his first movies, I think.
Really? Huh.
Annie. I don't know. I feel like 93 was harder than this.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of good movies, but like, I'd probably go Blade Runner or Rocky 3 here. I haven't seen E.T. in so long, though. I would need to rewatch E.T.
I'd probably say First Blood. Yeah, First Blood.
Poltergeist, though. This is a tough. First Blood. I don't think I've seen that. I'm trying to remember.
You haven't seen the first Rambo movie?
Is that the first Rambo movie?
Yeah.
It was just called First Blood?
Yep.
And
The
then
second
next
one was
called-
Rambo First Blood Part 2. And
Okay,
they put
I was
Rambo
like,
in the
that-
titles after the second one.
It's very confusing.
The
Yeah, I
Rambo
know.
movie titles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I want to do a Rambo night one night, just a whole night where we're to do nothing but for 2 hours talk about all the Rambo movies. That means we have to watch the fifth one. Y'all be cool with that?
Last Blood.
Yeah,
It's
I still
on,
haven't seen
That's
it.
why it's called Last Blood.
Yeah,
Because the first one was
Nice.
First Blood.
yeah. First Blood's amazing. It's such a great film. I love the Rambo films. I love all four of them. I haven't seen the fifth one, so we'll see.
If you have Amazon Prime, it's on there. Like for the.
I'm gonna buy it. I have the first four on Blu-ray, so I might as well
Yeah,
buy
that's
the fifth
something that'd
one.
be worth having a DVD set for. I got it for my dad one year, and I wish I'd have bought myself one. Kind of kicking myself over that.
Dude, I don't
Alright.
know. I
So
think
82 is hard as hell, isn't it?
I think 93 was harder.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, y'all out your mind.
What are you choosing?
Me, Blade Runner.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is. I feel like it's either Blade Runner for me or Rocky 3.
Oh, what about the Thing though? Oh, you haven't seen the Thing. You said, right? Oh, you've seen it.
Nah. Well, it's been a long ass time. I need to. If we're watching it, then obviously I'll watch it again.
In
But-
Wrath of Khan, 1982 as well. Star Trek, Wrath of Khan,
E.T.
Tron,
I've never.
Creep Show,
I know. Fast Times,
Poltergeist,
Poltergeist, Grease 2.
Beastmaster. Oh yeah, man. Gandhi, Tootsie, King of Comedy, Last Unicorn, Swamp Thing. It's a great movie. 48 Hours.
Yeah, I'm going Blade Runner or Rocky 3.
Rocky 3? Better than
Dude.
E.T.? Better than The Thing?
Yeah.
Better E.T.? I mean,
Are
Rocky
you
3?
freaking Rocky 3?
You crazy. You crazy as hell, dude. I'm sorry. You crazy as hell.
First 3 Rockies were amazing, man. Clubber? Come on, dude.
Whatever.
I'm
Michael
not
says The
saying-
Thing. So there's that. Mike says Blade Runner. Bruce
just
says
saying,
Conan. Hey, Led
Blade
Zepp right there
Runner-
with you.
Blade Runner to me is the obvious.
They Live is like
answer.
what, 86 or 7 or something like that, maybe? 89, maybe? What year did They Live come out?
I need to watch E.T. again. It's been so long since I've seen that movie.
88. Oh, E.T.'s great, and it will break your heart still. Every time E.T.'s almost about to die, it still like just breaks me out. Time Rider, Bruce says. Easy Reader. Gone.
Nice.
Slumber Party Massacre, Silent Rage, Pink Floyd's The Wall. That the movie was 82. That makes sense. It
That
actually
seems about right. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one. Mike seconds the Time Rider. Silent Rage is apparently the best Chuck Connors movie, but he actually means Chuck Norris.
I was like, the Rifleman was in that movie.
Nice. Dark Crystal, yeah.
Dark Crystal. E.T., but my guilty pleasure because it's so bad is Grease 2. Hell yeah.
It is really bad.
First Blood is 82.
Yeah, that was my
Yeah.
choice.
Oh, that's your pick? Okay,
Yeah,
that's
my
a good
number
one, though. Who didn't? Who doesn't?
Yeah, man.
Blade Runner's mine. I think that's a dope one. I have
It's
not
got,
seen
like-
Blood Machines, but I saw somebody. Was that you? Maybe. So I saw somebody post it in the PCP Army, but I watched a little bit of the trailer, but I haven't seen it. You guys seen that movie? I guess so. I think so. It's like a low budget sci-fi film that's supposed to be really good. I don't know.
You know,
Maybe it's a movie that Lewis actually did himself, and he's trying to like push it.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, there's like this awesome movie about this dude I know nothing about.
super low budget. You know, with Blade Runner, it's kind of like the Star Wars for me. Like, I've never seen the original cuts, and they've had so many different cuts to Blade Runner too.
Well, I don't think there's a lot of opinions on the internet.
Yeah,
A lot of opinions about what's the best one, and I do not. Me personally, I do not think the theatrical cut is very good. I do not like that. So, yeah, my favorite version is the final cut, but before that, it was just called the director's cut, and they just kind of fixed some things and like tweaked some things.
yeah.
So I like the final cut. I think the final cut's the best one, but the original director's cut was the one that I liked the most throughout my life. Once it came out, first time I saw it was on a DVD, like in the mid to late 90s. I don't know, whenever it was shortly after it released or something. I guess if it was DVD, it was probably a little bit later than that. I don't know. But I do not like the theatrical cut of Blade Runner very much. It's got that narration. It just feels so cheesy and stupid. And I don't know. It makes the death of is it Roy, right? That's Roy Batty, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
The Rutger Hauer character. The death of Roy is, to me, one of the most beautiful moments in cinema history. And then as soon as that moment happens and he says that amazing line and lets go of the dove, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then just to hear this dumb, cliched 40 film noir detective narration from cocky ass Harrison Ford just completely ruins the moment for me, man. And all they do is like, they put the narration in because they thought the audience was too dumb to understand what was going on in the movie. That's literally why it's there. They thought seriously, that's why they thought you were too stupid to know what was going on in that movie. And I disagree. I think you're smarter than they thought. What about you, Brooks? What version of Blade Runner do you like, or have you only seen like one or two? Or
I only know one that I've seen, and I'm not sure which one it is. So
did it have endless narration throughout it?
I think it had. I think it had the narration. It was on. I watched it on Netflix. It was the last time I watched it. So whatever version they have on there.
I don't know what version they have. They probably have the final cut, if I had to guess.
I think it is the final cut.
The final cut's pretty much like the definitive one, it seems. So, I mean, if Ridley says it's the best one, I agree with him. Ridley's my homie. He's a friend of the show. But
you mean Ridley, the space monster from Metroid?
Yeah, the same. One and the same. Ridley Scott is also the space monster from what'd you say, Metroid?
Yeah, Metroid.
Yeah. There you go.
He's a space dragon.
Space dragons. Space dragons sound really cool.
Yeah.
Bruce prefers the narration. There you go. Hey guys, help drive the show and ask us some questions like Epoch did. Y'all still mourning over Ruby Rose leaving Batwoman? Me personally, no, because I don't watch the CW shows.
Yeah.
So I've never even seen her perform as Batwoman, so no big loss for me. I love the character. Love the Greg Rucka comic book. Love the J.H. Williams comic book from the New 52 era.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Love that stuff. Love the character, but it's on CW. I almost didn't watch Stargirl because of the same reason. However, Jeff Johns is the one doing Stargirl, and it was originally designed and developed for DC Universe solely. So it's kind of like an afterthought that it's on CW, and it should be CWE because if you've read Stars and Stripes, which is the book that show is based on, it's very much a Buffy show. So Buffy was a WB show, so it should fit in that kind of an era. But me personally, I don't have a horse in that race whatsoever. So I think it's weird to just drop out of a role like that. But I heard it was because she like almost paralyzed herself doing a stunt or something like that. What about you, Strick? You got any thoughts on it?
Yeah, the last CW show I watched would have been like 2.5 years ago. So I have no quarrel in this fight. I know a lot of people are upset about it. I know I was looking at Twitter today and people are just losing their minds about it. But I
people
saw,
are always losing their minds on Twitter.
Right? I saw do you watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yes, I saw that Rosie or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Rosa.
She like throwing her name in the hat. She wants to be the Batwoman. I was like, that's cool. I respect that.
That could be cool. I don't know what she'd look like with red hair though.
I don't know. The picture on the thumbnail of her, she looked totally different from the show. So
yeah, that's. I just got that in my head, and I got that character in my head too.
Yeah, that's exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I pictured.
I don't think I've ever seen her in anything else, but she's so funny on that show. I love that character.
She's classic, man.
What about you, Brooks? You got any? I don't think Brooks watches these shows either.
Yeah, I haven't kept up with any of that stuff since I think like the end of the first season of The Flash was the last one I saw. Maybe the second season.
You're a wise man. You got out one to get one good.
Are they still doing the Doom Patrol and Titan?
Yes, they
show?
just announced season 2 is coming back. Season 2 of Doom Patrol is coming back.
I watched the first season. Did you watch it?
Of Doom Patrol? I just watched the first episode.
I haven't seen any of it.
It's kind of weird.
I know a lot of people like it. It should be weird. I mean, it's Doom Patrol.
Yeah. I don't think it's the weird I like. It's like Brendan Fraser like doing people. I'm not. And he's like old now. It's just weird. Not that it made it cool to watch even when he was younger. So I don't know.
What you got against Brendan Fraser? I hear the show touches on some moments there though. So
they should recast it. Oh wow, jeez.
I don't know what the content of it is, but if you say so, Epoch, I'll take your word for it.
What y'all think about this Snyder cut?
I'm pumped as hell, dude. You know that.
Dude,
I'm excited. I've never been one of those obnoxious like Snyder bros. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But you know me and you know my thoughts on Man of Steel and especially BVS. And I've told you guys so many times personally, like how I feel like we got robbed because I wanted to see what he was going to do. The only thing that's going to suck about it is it going to feel like a whole movie because is it going to set up to something that's never going to come? Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I'm pumped. I mean, Darkseid's supposed to be in it. No goofy lips Superman. I'm really freaking excited to watch it. What about y'all?
I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this. Like, I mean, this movie came out like 3 years ago? It's like 2017, right?
It's like a footnote now. You know what I'm saying?
It really is. And it was just like, it was not
Justice League?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brooks, did you hear that yet? They're releasing the Snyder cut of Justice League.
Oh, no, I never heard that.
They're putting $20 million back into the movie that already failed. They're putting $20 million back into it, and Zack Snyder is going to finish editing his version of the movie with Darkseid and everything, and they're going to release it on the HBO Max series next year in 2021.
Yeah, because I don't even remember Brooks. Like he was supposed to be it was like his movie, but he had like a loved one pass away or something.
His daughter committed suicide or something.
Oh man, that's horrible. I didn't know that. Jeez.
Yeah. And then they brought Joss Whedon in.
Yeah. And that's why
they kind of used that as an excuse to change the direction of the film. And what
you can see that.
Make it more like an Avengers.
Yeah, I think they Marvelized it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think any of us here right now have strong positive opinions on that Justice League movie, right?
I was so excited because I'm like, finally we're getting a Justice League, and I was just so bummed when I left the theater because I was like, what the hell did I just watch?
I hate it,
because like you had the recipe there, you have such strong actors, like it just like I didn't even know what it was, and so to get like to go back to my original point is like I don't think I've ever seen anything like in the sense of like it's been 3 years and literally it's just the fans have just like I was just looking at this earlier, like I didn't know all this. Like I knew like the whole like hashtag release of Snyder thing cut like happened. Yeah. But like there was like soccer games where people like put billboards up, like major soccer games in Europe, release the Snyder cut.
Yeah.
Billboards, fans buying billboards in Times Square, release the Snyder cut. And like literally this spoken into existence.
And do you remember when Warner Brothers came out? They're like, there is no Snyder cut. And then now there is one, but they weren't lying really, because there wasn't a finished Snyder cut.
That's true.
That's why they have to put $20 million back into this movie. Why? For CG. They never did that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's a lot that they have to do to fix it. This is what's weird though. So we know that the Justice League was planned to be 2 parts by Snyder, right? So they're going to release this, but is it going to dovetail into something else that's never going to happen? Like, that would kind of piss me off, but I am very excited to see what it would have been.
Well,
because I like BBS.
if it does amazing, why would they not? You know what I'm saying? Why would you not try to capitalize on that?
Do you think it will though, or do you think it's already beyond that point? How many people are going to care about this?
Snyder said that the Justice League movie we saw in theaters was 1/4 of his movie. So what he's going to release to us is the other 3/4.
Yeah, and it's also apparently almost 4 hours long.
I know.
Which I'm cool with, but is the average Joe going to be cool with that?
I don't think
they're talking about either doing it 4 hours, or they're talking about, since it's going to be on HBO Max, making a 6-part miniseries.
Ooh, that could be cool.
I don't know. I know they're going to bring, they've already said they're bringing back everyone that money's going to go into bring back
they're going to do some reshoots.
Yeah, Ben Affleck's I'm going to hop in, I'll do whatever I need to. Everybody's on board. Everyone in the Justice League, all those actors, they've already come out and all said whatever we need to do to make this the best movie ever. All these
people that 3 years ago were nah, we're done. Now that they're that shows the faith they have in Snyder's vision. And I know a lot of people didn't like what he was doing. Okay, I did though, and I want to see what it would be. I would love for this to be a smash. And it will definitely make them some money. As far as if they release this in movie theaters, I don't think it would make money. But since they're doing it on the HBO Max, I definitely see people out of curiosity checking it out. You know what I'm saying? And then, the average moviegoer, let's be honest, the average moviegoer, they're not on YouTube. They're not on all the fan sites. They're not on all these websites trying to get every bit of information and news. You know what I'm saying? They're not like us and like you out there. The muggles, if you will, for lack of a better term. But so I don't know if it I would love it if this was a smash and then they're all right, well, we're good. Zach, you're back. Zach's back and we're gonna. But I think there's already. I think the public has already made its mind up on the movie, and I see a lot of people that are excited about this, and I see just as many people, if not more, that are just what the hell? I can't believe they're gonna do this.
They're doing a Justice League movie again. I just did that Justice League, man.
I do worry about giving the audience too much power. You know, the audience has changed Sonic. The audience now has released the Snyder Cut. We're going to get too full of ourselves, and I really feel bad for Taika when he makes the next Star Wars film, because people are really going to feel like they got some power.
I feel like he's going to kill it though.
Yeah,
I think he will too. He's a great director.
You saw what's trending now is hashtag release the Ayers cut for Suicide Squad.
Well, allegedly that's something that they're talking about doing, is releasing a director's cut of Suicide Squad, because we also know that Suicide Squad was not up to his vision. And there's a lot of Jared Leto stuff that got left on the floor.
A lot. And so, I mean, my whole thing is do it. Why not? Let us, because he always becomes everyone hates that version of the Joker for the most part I talk to. I would love to see more of his stuff, what he was going to bring to the table, because he didn't really have a lot going on in the movie. He was probably in it for it felt like 15 minutes of the movie. It's a 2-hour movie. You've still never seen it though, have you? Right?
Yeah, well, of course not.
You didn't watch Suicide Squad?
No, initially I didn't watch it because I didn't care about Harley Quinn, but I did watch Birds of Prey and enjoyed it. But then I hear from people that Suicide Squad Birds of Prey is not. So
yeah, it's very different.
It's not as good.
You'd never get Affleck back, and Ezra Miller will never play the Flash again because of what happened a while back. His Flash movie is done. The Flash movie has always been kind of on the verge of being done.
Dude,
but
yeah,
I think that for the most part, I know that we still remember this, but I think a lot of people, especially with everything that was going on, kind of forgot about the Ezra Miller stuff. Brooks doesn't probably even know what we're talking about.
No, I don't.
Yeah. He choke slammed this woman at like
Oh
a
my
bar
gosh.
or something.
Yeah.
Apparently he was being harassed by, or I don't know. It's a weird video. It's online. You should look it up. Just when we're done with this, Brooks, just be like, just YouTube, Ezra Miller
choke
choke
slam.
slams. I'm glad that we're not going to have a doofy lipped Superman. So did anybody else?
The Whoville version of Superman.
What?
The Whoville version of Superman.
Yeah, right. Any of y'all watch Stargirl?
No.
I didn't know that was a show.
The Stargirl show just came out this week, Brooks.
What's it on?
It's on the DC Universe app. I think it releases there on Monday, and then it goes to CW on Tuesday.
Oh, okay, cool.
But it's really good. I had a lot of fun with it. Joel McHale plays the Starman before she gets the cosmic rod. Well, they call it the cosmic staff instead of the cosmic rod. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's funny. But I don't know if you guys have ever read Stars and Stripes, but it was some of Jeff Johns' first DC work, and it's really good. It's a really good book, and I loved it back then in the 90s. And I thought the show did a great job. Luke Wilson plays Pat. He plays Stripes.
Nice.
Yeah, and he does a great job. Amy Smart plays Courtney's mother. The lady that's playing Courtney did a fantastic job. I had a lot of fun with it, and I wasn't expecting much, and I had a lot of fun on that first episode. So I would highly encourage y'all to check out Stargirl.
Is Joel McHale supposed to have a big role in that, or is he just kind of that one episode?
No, because I think he may appear in some flashbacks or whatever. But the movie or the show kind of starts with the destruction of the JSA. I'll just say that.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
But there's a great moment where he's got his the cosmic staff, right? The cosmic rod as we know it, and Pat Stripesy is his sidekick, and he's like, you got to make sure that someone worthy gets this. You got to make sure that we take, that somebody heroic, you got to make sure that the legacy lives on. And he's like, I'll do my best. And he's like, no, not you, not you, please. Not you. It's so good. I have some of the single issues still.
Yeah.
But I also got the trades. Now they just released. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
God.
They just released a new trade that's just called Stargirl, I think. That's a big one. But I have these two right here. And I love this series so much. It's very much like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If you like Buffy, it's like that. They're in high school. It's like Monster of the Week. It's got like kind of cartoony stylized artwork. And I love the hell out of this. I should reread it and do a video since Stargirl's out now. But obviously it's already out. But anyway, I think that's a really worthwhile book to read, and if you like Jeff Johns, it's definitely something to check out.
Yeah, that's my guy. I wish he wrote more comics. He's too busy doing film stuff these days.
Yeah, he's trying to develop a Green Lantern Corps show, and he's got this show going on, and yeah, man. He's still got a couple issues of Shazam though, and we still got 3 Jokers coming out. It's now in August because of the shutdown.
I'll believe it when I see it. That's starting to become like the New Mutants movie, man.
Well, that's supposed to come out in August too. Let's hope we make it to August.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with that. I mean, they just opened up the theaters today, I guess, right?
Yeah, in Alabama.
The
theaters are open now. I don't know if they're open, but they're allowed to be open as of 5 o'clock. And
what movies are they going to show?
Yeah, I'm like, good. What movie? Sam Fett says, question for Brooks. Damn, Strick. So, Brooks, what's your favorite comic ever? Robbie, yours is Fantastic Four, correct? Yes, I would say Fantastic Four is my favorite comic book series of all time. So, Brooks, what's your favorite comic book ever? Comic book series?
Uncanny X-Men.
Nice.
What's your favorite run of X-Men?
Ooh, favorite run of X-Men. Tough one to put me on the spot with. Jeez. Well, probably the.
If only you were a pop culture philosopher, homie.
The early '90s stuff, when I started, I think it's probably still some of my favorite stuff, like from 300
Okay.
on.
Was that Lobedell?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dope. All right, that's good. Sam, well, Strickland, since Sam didn't ask you, I'm going to ask you, what's your favorite comic book ever?
No, I refuse to answer now.
Come on, man.
That's a tough question. You know what I'm saying? There's so much good stuff. I mean,
No, it's Jack Kirby and Stan Lee's Fantastic Four. We all know that.
If I go back, if I go back to, for me personally, it probably just had to be what got me back into comics in 2014 was Jeff Johns' rebirth on Green Lantern. So all that stuff is just still so amazing to me. I can reread that like any day of the week and still feel that same awe of when I was reading it then.
Heck yeah.
Which just spurred me on to. I read so many books, not as many books as Robbie, but I'm getting up there.
Few do, buddy. Few do. Yeah, release Bloodshot again, but it's already out. Like, you can buy it on Blu-ray. You can stream it. And they did. I just see these things. They always do this stuff. They're always trying to be like, death of the movie industry, death of the comic book industry, death of the rock and roll industry. They're always doing this kind of stuff, right? And it never happens. It never completely dies, right? But they were doing this thing where they did a poll, and most people prefer now to watch movies at home. Like, the theater experience is not something necessarily that it's like. It's still something today for like the big tentpole movies. That's why there's such a focus on those movies, like your Avengers and your Fast and the Furious and your Jurassic Parks and whatever Tom Cruise vehicles out there. But like the idea of people going to the movies like every single week and just watching whatever new movies come out that week, like that's kind of something that's just very niche right now. It's kind of weird because I used to be like that. I used to watch. Like, it didn't matter. Like, some dumb romantic comedy came out. Well, me and my home, we go watch that. Me and my crew, we go watch it. We watch it. So.
I mean, it's interesting, right? Like, because I've always I think we all love, all three of us, three of us, including myself, love going to the movies. But it would be interesting to see like a trial run of like what maybe that would look like if you knew the movie slate of movies coming out. I mean, it is kind of nice watching it at your home. You don't have to go spend money like more. I guess if you're spending like $20 on the movie, I don't know. The logistics you'd have to work out, but it would be interesting. Like if you knew all the movies that were coming out for the next 2 months, let's just say Black Widow, Tenet, Mulan, if we knew one of those were coming out each week, that would be interesting to like watch from home,
Yeah, it would. And I do love the experience though, but you touched on this and Epoch did right here. It's getting too expensive to like have the full experience because the full experience does require a soda, maybe some popcorn, some candy. Like for me, it's cherry Coke, popcorn, and Twizzlers. Like, dude, that's like my jam.
Respect.
Yeah,
I can tell you the exact cost of how much my movie experience is: $33.36.
And that's just you.
Yeah, I get a large IC movie ticket, Sour Patch Kids, and some popcorn. 33, whatever I just said.
Yeah,
like, that's crazy.
I know it's crazy, but I mean, I don't know. I just bought $100 Spawn action figure, so like I don't really know if I can say that that's too expensive for me for entertainment, But it's an experience, and I think that there should be. Well, first of all, the movie theaters, they make the majority of their money off those concessions. They don't make it off ticket sales.
No.
But they are very overpriced. But at the same time, I do not mind paying $8 for a beer if I go out to a club or if I go to a ball game. You know what I'm saying? And in fact, right now, I would almost kill for the opportunity to go to a baseball game and overpay for beer and hot dogs. But so it's really weird. Something should change. But I don't know what it is. I don't know how to fix it.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of in the same boat. I feel like something has to change. I don't know what that is,
I like the idea of these movie pass things that have come out. Now I know that a couple of those companies have gone away. I think the one that's actually called Movie Pass just kind of collapsed. But like, I know that you do the AMC stuff and they have like a membership and your movies, you get to watch whatever you want. You just pay like a monthly fee, right?
Yeah, it's $20 a month and you can see 3 movies a week. And you can reserve your seat. You get discounts off on concession. I mean, I was doing that like I was seeing like 2 movies a week before everything went down. So it's weird. Yeah, luckily I canceled it before everything happened. So
yeah, they should be cheaper though, especially because of how much they make off concessions. And I know that those cards will give you like discounts on snacks and stuff, and that's cool.
Yeah.
And they really got to be more aggressive with the cost cutting because it is too expensive. And here's the thing. It costs you $33 to go to a movie. My price would be comparable to that. You know what I'm saying? If I go all out. And there are plenty of movies, you know, Brooks, there are plenty of movies where we go and we don't get anything. We just go watch the movie, right? And we get a discount because we go to the Regal and we got the Regal card. And almost every time, because we've been collecting our points, we get a free small popcorn. I don't need a large popcorn.
I always finish that before the movie starts.
You got to control yourself, man.
Before, like during the previews, like the previews are finally over. Like, I'm home stuck here holding this bag of popcorn.
That's another thing. Shorten the goddamn preview time again. Like,
yeah, God,
it is ridiculous to have it go for 20 fucking minutes. 20 fucking minutes. I'm here to pay to watch commercials now. Like, I get the trailers, but I gotta watch Coke commercials. I gotta do this. I'm drinking a Coke. I'm drinking a cherry Coke. You don't gotta sell it to me. I already got it. Come on. Oh, I hate that shit. And they're like, and your inside look at this new TV series that you don't give a shit about. You know, and you're just sitting there watching it. Like, what else am I supposed to do? I guess that's the moment where we need to go get our concessions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
Just leave someone there with a bunch of we should always bring jackets because sometimes it gets cold in there, but you should always bring jackets so you can just drape them over a seat. But like, these seats are saved. And, you know, we got one person in there saving the seats and everybody else is out there buying the stuff, but it's expensive. You can work systems. So they do have it with these cards and these memberships where if you are a very loyal customer and you are a weekly, especially like you were doing, like if you go and see 2 or 3 movies a week, Strickland, you can make it worth the money, right?
Yeah.
But people love Netflix. They love America Prime, Amazon Prime.
Dude.
They love Amazon Prime. They love Hulu, and I do too. Obviously, a movie theater experience is a big thing, and I know some people that like to reserve that for like the big, you know, like I know people that have told me there's no point in going to see a movie at a theater unless it's going to be like a big special effects and sound extravaganza. And I'm like, I disagree. Yeah. I like watching any film in a theater. Low key indie dramas. I have just as much fun. I love watching old stuff. Someone, I think it was Bruce, mentioned they should re-release the Avengers films. And I saw that, is it like in Korea or Hong Kong or somewhere, they're re-releasing Nolan's Dark Knight trilogies. That would be something interesting. Like right now, there's not really any movies. Now, movies are planned to come back at the end of June, right? That's when like Mulan comes out. I think that's the end of June. So they are planning on coming out. But what do you do till then? What can you do to bring people back? But Fathom events and stuff, they've been doing this where they replay classic movies. We just got to get to the point where we got to realize there are few people like me that would literally pay $20 or more to go and watch Frankenstein with Boris Karloff in a movie theater, which I did. It was a double feature night. It was amazing. They played Frankenstein and Bride. But I'm like we were talking about with Sandlot, and the Wolfman scene. I've never seen the Wolfman in a theater, and I would love to do that. I want and it's because it's ingrained in my childhood. Maybe that's something that's missing from a lot of people today. Is maybe some of these Zoomers didn't grow up going to the movie theater all the time because there was so much more to do. You have the internet, you have streaming services. You know, we're growing up, you had the movie theater. People don't bowl as much as they used to, right? So like Brooks back in the day, it was like go to movie theater and bowl, like right putt like that. Yeah. I mean, that was what it was. You know, I don't know.
Well, it's crazy because you have all these things, right? Streaming services, social media. And I find myself like I'll just like blow 2 hours on YouTube just watching YouTube videos. You know?
I know, man.
I'm like, dude, what did I just do?
I did that today. I was there's a dude, Damien Eccles, right? Okay, so anybody watch Midnight Gospel yet?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Brooks, did you watch it?
Yeah, I did.
Wasn't that show awesome?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
So one of the guys that he interviews in like the second or third episode is Damien Eccles, and he's a ceremonial magician.
He's the one who's talking about, magic. Yeah,
yes.
I remember that one.
So obviously I'm into that episode in particular. And episode 5 has Jason Louv. Well, Jason Louv is a big prominent figure in chaos magic at times. So, but Damien Eccles, so he started a YouTube channel. So I've been watching that. So I was watching some of his stuff today. And so then I was like, he mentioned in a video, yeah, when I was in prison, like the LBRP used to help me maintain my focus when I was in prison. I was like, he was in prison? And so I looked it up. Dude, y'all remember the West Memphis 3? The 3 dudes that were accused and arrested for killing 3 small boys in like Arkansas? It happened in the 90s. It was a big shitstorm. He's one of them. He's one of the dudes that got wrongly convicted. They were in prison. He was on death row for 18 years. 18 years. And like Eddie Vedder and other celebrities like spoke out for him and tried to, and they found like HBO did a documentary about it called Paradise Lost. And yeah, him and his 2 homies, because they were like, he was into the occult. They linked these 3 terrible murders to him because it's just, it was so crazy. So I got deep into this dive on him on YouTube today, and I spent like 2 hours. And there's actually a YouTube video of him and Eddie Vedder talking about it. So not only is he an interesting figure because I mean he's a ceremonial magician, and that's kind of something I'm into, but he's really into. I mean, he's an interesting figure because of what he went through. Like, there's documentaries about this shit because it was such a big deal. Like, these 3 young kids, like 3 young boys were murdered, and they got arrested. And like I said, he was on death row for 18 years. They found DNA evidence. And the thing is, they still didn't allow them, like, they didn't like pardon them or anything like that. They released them from prison based on a plea deal they made, where I don't remember the name of it, but it was some kind of a deal they made where they were able to plead guilty, but also profess innocence at the same time. That way the state doesn't lose faith or something. I don't know. It's really weird, but that's crazy. I had no idea. And I remembered that story. And I hadn't thought about it in years. And so that's crazy. He got released apparently in 2011. Anyway, it's Damien Eccles.
Dude, YouTube rabbit holes. I went down a Shining rabbit hole today, just looking up like all the meanings of everything.
Oh, hell yeah, man. You get lost on that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Johnny Depp was one of them too. Johnny Depp helped get him. Yeah. That's lot of celebrities got on there. Brooks, do you have any thoughts on the idea of, like, do you think it's too expensive to go to the movies right now?
It's not for me because I'm a very bare bones movie experience guy. You know, I just get the ticket, grab a swig of water before I walk in, and
this dude will literally, Brooks will get a free popcorn. He'll get the free popcorn, and I'll be like, "Don't you need a drink?" He'll be like, "No, they got a water fountain." Yeah, so he will eat a bag of popcorn with no drink.
That's
what? You got to go see movies.
Drinking during a movie is risky for me because, like, I don't want anything that'll make it so that I might have to pee at any point during the movie.
Yeah.
No surprise. I try to avoid too much soda.
Yeah, no surprise to anybody, but Brooks can attest to this. I have to take a piss at least once every movie, don't I?
Yeah, usually.
And I'm always you're trying to figure out the right
moment. You gotta wait for the right moment, like the right lull. Like, damn it, I'll just have to wait for it to get on DVD to see this one scene.
And then I show back up and I look at Brooks or Alicia and I'm like, did I miss anything? No. And then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, when did he die? Lordy,
that's funny.
Lordy,
but yeah, I can imagine somebody who wants like the whole experience, like, you know, especially if you have a date and you got to get the large popcorn and the 2 large drinks and all that. I imagine that's probably pretty pricey.
I thought you said Lord's popcorn at first, and I was like, well, this is Alabama, but I don't know what theater has the Lord's popcorn.
It's popcorn with butter blessed by Jesus Christ himself.
Thank you, Herminio, and I hope you use most of that wasted time on YouTube here at PCP, and I'm sure you do, so thank you so much.
Shameless plug. I like it. I buy candy at the racetrack first. Nice.
I know plenty of people, dude. I know some. I'm not going to name any names, but there are some members of the PCP crew here that literally will sneak in chicken wings, burritos. I'm not even kidding. I know for a fact that certain members of the Excitable PCP crew have walked in there with like a burrito or like a hamburger in their pocket. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Oh my God.
I'm not even kidding. Everybody does it. It's fine to do. We used to sneak in sodas for a while there, but I like my movie theater. We've talked about this before. It's the one that me and John and Jelani used to work at. And I want to help support them. So like Brooks said, it's not really expensive to me because I budget my life kind of around the idea that I'm going to go see these movies. So I miss it and I'm excited to go back. And, they're going to have to, and I'm sure that we're in I hate to say this, new normal. So things are going to be different in movie theaters now, right? Like, are you guys willing to wear, we should wear masks, right? If we're wearing masks going out in public, we should wear masks in a movie theater. How's that going to work when you're eating popcorn and sipping on soda? It's like the whole restaurant thing, it's like you can't it's going to be weird, but I'm kind of excited to get back to it. I'm not worried about social distancing or anything at our theater because it's already socially distanced. We're like at the last leg of this theater, I feel. And like we were talking about that night, was that my birthday night when we had a whole show and we were talking about like, we just hope this theater makes it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Because otherwise we're up there chilling with Strickland in those damn seats that just lean back no matter what. I hate that shit.
Well, I canceled the membership, so I'm with y'all now for going forward.
Cool.
We're going to keep doing these things.
Yeah, and I can't wait to start doing them in the studio again. We're about ready to start opening up the studio, so we've been talking about getting the podcast back up and running. And Brooks, I did tell you that we wanted you on the next episode, right? Comic book villains, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to try to get that planned. So I'm feeling more confident now and a little bit better. And I know that Holshoe has not left his house yet, I don't think.
Yeah.
I think it's apparent when you see him.
Has he been able to work from home?
Yeah, he can work from home.
That'd be the way to do it.
I was chatting with him earlier because he was going to, I wanted him to be on the video tonight, but he didn't get a chance to watch Sandlot. And I found out that even though he did a video with me where we did a top 5 and Sandlot was our number 1, he admitted to me today that he's never seen Sandlot. And every time it gets brought up in conversation or on the channel, he just agrees with whatever I say because he's just never seen it.
Dude.
But we all got movies like that, man.
I'm trying to
We
think
all got things like that.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But I'm excited. Yeah, man, we're going to be breathing people's air. You're right. The idea of the mask, though, is to help protect other people, right? So, I don't know, man. Would it be weird if in order to go to a movie theater, you had to get like a temperature check and shit before you go in? But you can be asymptomatic and spread this, apparently. So, I don't know. It's going to be a weird year. Like, pretty much concerts are done. I still think our Joe Rogan, Dave Chappelle show, Strickland, I don't know if that's still going to go off. I don't know if the expo is going to go off. Pretty much every comic convention.
Yeah, I heard Dragon Con was shut down this year.
I don't know if it's officially been shut down yet because I think they're kind of doing a waiting thing, but I don't know.
That's what Jelani and Tony were saying.
Yeah,
I mean, probably based on what
they sent out an email saying that they would refund, like some hotels sent out a thing saying they would refund rooms or something like that. But I don't think it's officially been canceled, but I could be wrong, but I haven't seen news of its official cancellation. It's also in Georgia, and Georgia's one of the first ones to kind of push towards reopening. And then we find out this week they're kind of fudging the numbers, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah,
it sounds a little weird. Just hire Uber to deliver books. Yeah, pizza and a book. That'd be cool.
Yeah, just get Jelani to drive everybody's books to him. I'm sure that wouldn't be expensive.
He charges double.
Yeah.
How's this guy gonna go out? I shouldn't say this because he's not here to defend himself, but how's this dude gonna go out with me and drink and have fun with me, and then we call an Uber and he picks up the Uber? Like he's like, oh, cool. All right, guys, I'm your Uber driver. I'm like, whoa, homie.
That's funny.
He was sober though, so yeah. But still, like, come on, man. Whatever.
Come on, man.
But
you get.
No, I mean the thing is, we're not gonna have a vaccine for a while, man, and I don't want to not. It's weird to word this stuff because I know people get in shit sometimes when they say the wrong thing about this stuff. But basically, like, I want to have normalcy, but at the same time, it's still kind of uncertain. right?
Mm.
So it's a weird place to be in.
You don't want to rush into it because it'll just make things worse, later on.
Yeah, and as long as the hospitals are fine, that seems to be the biggest concern. But I would love to. I can't wait until movies come back and we can go to the movie theater again. And if I got to wear a mask, I got to wear a mask. You just pull it down, eat your popcorn, whatever. So I don't know, but if they're not making people wear masks in restaurants, I don't think they're going to make them wear them. Well, they're not making people wear masks pretty much anywhere as far as like law goes or anything like that. I know certain businesses are. Like we are required to mask in the store because if I got to wear it for 8 hours, you can wear it for 5 minutes.
Well, Walmart, like the last couple of times I've been there, it wasn't a requirement. I don't know if they've changed that since then, but I've been to.
It's a requirement for employees, but not for the.
Yeah, all the employees have one.
Well, nobody wants to tell people what to do, but we tell them to wear shirts and shoes in. So I don't understand too much of the difference. So I don't think it's a big deal, but I don't know. You guys going back to movies? What do you think about it?
I don't know, man. It's all kind of like week by week basis.
If a movie opened up like at the end of June, I think I would still go see it. I think I would go. I think I would feel comfortable going to like a movie theater in late June and watching Mulan, especially knowing that it's not going to be packed. It's not going to be crowded. I'm going to be very distant. Dude, Brooks, when we go watch these movies, we're not just 6 feet away from other people. We're like literally like 30, 40, 50 feet away from other people. And we're talking about
our own island pretty much.
We're talking about a theater that can hold like 300 to 400 people and there's like 20 people there, so.
If that.
Yeah, if that. So. But that's why I'm kind of worried maybe they won't make it through a few months closed, right? So.
But I mean, if they've been making it through like that, having that few people come in, and I'm sure they have their busy times too. Still, I'm sure they still have their rushes.
Or Avengers Endgame, and there was like 40 people in the theater instead of 20. It's gonna be crazy though. What movie are you looking forward to seeing when movies come back? What's the number one? Mine is Tenet because they just released that new trailer, and
I just watched that. That was fucking dope. Yes. Like it looks.
Does it have David Tennant in it?
No, it's the new Christopher Nolan. It's a new Christopher Nolan film, though, man. Where it's like they're going backwards through time. It's really interesting.
I never saw Inception.
Oh, that's a good one, dude. We might have to watch that.
Hey, when you come pick up your books next week, bring me back Army of Darkness, and I'll let you borrow Inception.
All right.
You got to watch it. You got to watch every Christopher Nolan film. Have you seen Following, his first film?
No.
Have you seen Memento?
Yeah, that's the one that's backwards.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Have you seen Prestige?
No.
Have you seen Interstellar?
No, I haven't seen that one either.
I'm going to give you a package.
Wait, is all his movies in the same universe or something?
No, but all of his movies are groundbreaking and magnificent.
Yeah, I agree. I just didn't know if you knew something I didn't. I was like, wait, is freaking Batman the same universe as Interstellar? Because that would be awesome.
Batman goes
he froze.
into the Joker's dream.
Hell yeah, Brooks.
We did.
I like it. Black Widow is a movie that I will man up and go see. Yeah, November, right when we're back in the middle of flu season. Herminio. No, I get what Herminio's saying, that he's nervous because he's in New York.
If
I was in New York, I wouldn't be so gung ho about yeah, man, we'll go to movies. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's bad there.
Oh man, wearing a mask. I'm having fun with the mask thing. I got to go to the bank wearing a mask. I felt like a bandit. I want to wear a cowboy hat next time. I just don't have one. Don't really want one. I remember one time
you want to wear one.
Someone told me back in the day, I think it was one of my uncles, the uncle that would just show up with a random woman every 6 months and sleep on the couch for a couple of weeks and disappear again. Y'all all had that uncle, right? Anyway, I think he was the one that one time told me that every real man has a cowboy hat and a knife. Okay. He's also the guy that taught me that before you go out clubbing, you got to put Brute on your dick. Because you never know what's going to happen, he told me. I was probably like 10 when he told me that.
Oh my God.
Don't put Brute on your dick. Remember Home Alone? Yeah. That. I remember one time my dad accidentally got the ice.
Probably trolling you.
You ever gotten icy hot on your balls? No, nobody else. Nobody.
No. I need a cool mask.
Like Carolina Reaper powder in your eyeball. Does that ever happen?
One time I spilled a bunch of gasoline on myself, like when I was outside during like a super hot day.
Were you trying to be like Zoolander? What were you?
No, I was carrying this gas can. It was like one of them big full like metal ones. And I was probably like 11 or 12 or something like that. And like I spilled the gas all over my crotch, and it was not good.
Oh man, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
I want a Yankees mask. I do too. They are selling them, Herminio. I've seen some with pinstripes. I've seen some with just the Yankee blue. I want a Bane mask.
I saw the guy who originally made the Jason mask, hockey mask. He's
Tom Savini.
He's doing the half mask.
Yeah, they're like $70. You can pay more and get it autographed. I literally considered it. I
did too. I really did too.
I'm a big Tom Savini fan. I met Tom Savini. Me and Jelani met him in 2002 in Chicago. Cool dude. I love Tom Savini.
I want the damn mask she wears in Something Killing the Children. Little bandana.
Like, I think Kayla's got one of those. I think we got one for a promo, right? I think Kayla wound up with it. I was so mad. I was like, why did she get it?
Yeah, that makes me sad.
I'm the Rockin Robbie. I'm at the Rockin Robbie. I should get the damn mask. But, I got the Teen Dog shade, so I'm kind of happy.
It's true.
Prestige is a good watch. Man, Brooks, I'm going to put you together like a...
Yeah, Prestige is dope, dude.
Bruce says, first day my theater's open, I'm going with pockets full of candy. Hell yeah.
What's your favorite Chris Nolan movie, Robbie?
Me?
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan is like one of my favorite directors.
I know. That's why.
It's like Nolan, Scorsese, Scott, right? Carpenter, we can throw him in there.
So I'm judging you.
Let me think about this. Automatically, I want to say a Batman movie, but I'm not. Because they're not his best films, though.
I feel like that's cheating, too.
I honestly think, it's really tough. I really think Memento, Inception, and Interstellar are brilliant films, right?
Yeah.
And it's hard to pick between those three. But if I had to pick between those three, I would probably lean more towards Memento or Interstellar. Inception's cool, and I like it a lot. But Interstellar has some really powerful emotional moments that Inception doesn't have, right?
I straight up cried in that movie. I'll just be honest.
Dude, when he gets all the messages from his son or from his daughter.
That wrecked me. That wrecked me.
It wrecked me too. I've never seen Matthew McConaughey deliver a better performance.
That was some of his best acting, yeah. That's my favorite Chris Nolan movie.
It's either Interstellar or Memento. I think Memento though is more of like a cool concept. I think Interstellar's his. At this moment, I'm going to say Interstellar, but that will probably change next week. But man, we need to do a Christopher Nolan podcast. Yeah, we do. Brooks, out of all the Nolan films you've seen, what's your favorite?
Batman Begins.
Dude, I just watched that on Monday. Such good.
Such a great movie.
Yeah, I love Batman Begins.
I think that's the best out of the three. Yeah, but I think all three are amazing. I think they're some of the best comic books.
It's close with The Dark Knight, but I like Batman Begins a little better.
I do too. I really do. It's focused more on Batman.
Yeah, because it's about Batman.
Yeah, I really like it. And Liam Neeson's really good in it too.
Yeah, I like the whole take of the movie just starts out right into he's training with the League of Shadows. That's the first 30 minutes. I thought that was a really cool take. Yeah,
absolutely.
And Liam Neeson is great in it. Yeah, Like I love that scene, dude. That scene when they're fighting on the ice. He's like, "It's your dad's fault." He's like loses it. I was like, "Oh man!"
And in that movie, they told the reason why he has the dam on his, the little right, whatever you want to call those. They're right. This is the block, right? They do that shit in the comics now all the damn time. Like all the time, they're like, "Oh yeah, that's what they were always meant to be." I'm like, no, they were just stylized.
No, they just look cool.
Stylized. Whatever. But I love all three of those Batman films, even Rises. I know some people have a problem with Rises. I don't.
I like Rises a lot, actually.
Hardy was a beast.
Bane is amazing, dude. Yeah. And everybody's like, "Oh, he's not Hispanic, and he doesn't have like a luchador mask." I'm like, who cares? Like, are you serious? He's not pumped up with Venom. Then watch Batman and Robin, because that's the Bane.
That's the real Bane there.
Yeah. God, Bane is more. To me, Bane has always been not just a physical threat, but a mental threat to Batman and a spiritual threat. He hits him on all those levels, right? Mm-hmm. And I think the movie did a great job of capturing that. And the idea that he's always in constant pain, he's got this gas that he's always sucking in that makes it so he doesn't feel pain. To me, that was close enough to Venom. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't have made sense if he it would not have made sense if they would have pulled a Batman and Robin and some skinny twerp comes out and then becomes Vader, the wrestler, you know what I'm saying? And just goes, brain smash, brain mad. It's just, Bane is a cunning and intellectual villain as well. And Hardy pulled that over. And yeah, they're like, why does he got to do the weird accent? Because y'all just got to understand that Tom Hardy's always going to do a weird accent. That's why
I thought it was dope.
That's why I said he shouldn't play Wolverine, because he would find the most obscure Canadian accent and use it. And we'd be like, why does Wolverine sound like that?
What's this all about?
What's this all about?
What's this all about, boob?
Boob.
The Nova Scotian accent. I don't know. I think he's from Alberta. I'm not sure, though. Who knows? All right, guys. We're nearing the end here. So it's time for Show and Tell, our favorite section, and judged by YouTube and analytics, y'all's least favorite, but we don't care. So we're going to do a little bit of show and tell because we're just hanging out. So Brooks, what do you got to show and tell tonight?
Well, they just recently wrapped up that She-Ra cartoon on Netflix, so I figured it'd be a good time to show off some of my He-Mans.
It would be a good time.
He-Man. Oh boy.
I didn't know he had sword launching.
Yeah, he throws the sword. He has sword launching powers, and you got the Princess of Power as well, of course. And
I have those figures. Those are nice.
Yeah, got a little Skeletor here. Boys and girls of every age.
93.
El Hordak.
Hell yeah.
All right, villain, I guess. He's no Skeletor.
Oh, he's better than Skeletor. Shut the F up.
No.
Yep.
Skeletor for life. And, here's Tila. Unfortunately, without the snake armor, but,
Hey, we just got a Masters of the Universe collection in, Brooks.
Oh, yeah?
I know you already have a vintage Tila, but we have another one, so you should buy a second one so you could put the Cobra shield on her.
That's
I don't know if it would fit, though. And last I got an old Shadow Weaver.
I haven't bought my Shadow Weaver yet.
Shadow Weaver's pretty cool.
That's a dope show and tell. Thank you so much, Brooks.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Prometheus says show and tell is his favorite segment of the night.
Show and tell, just a game I play.
Strickland, what you got for show and tell?
So I bought these online a while ago with the intention of getting one of them signed at the expo, but that didn't happen. So I wanted JDF to sign this one. It's my favorite Turtles.
He's going to be there next year, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm holding on to it. So that's a dope incentive cover from the Power Rangers TMT run. And then I'm sending this in to Donnie Cates to sign at CDC. He's going to be there 27th of May. CGC? Yeah. So it's a premiere cover. It's dope. And then I opened these this week. These are beautiful. These are, I think these are like GameStop exclusive statues. But you got the coin, White Ranger. There's a Green Ranger. I can't find him anywhere though. It's frustrating. Of course, that's the one that's missing. I really like the coin that they're on the coin.
Herminio says, "Go Knicks." Loves your jersey.
Nice. Yeah, man.
It's a nice show and tell.
We suck, but maybe next year, right?
All right, Power Rangers, huh?
What you got?
What do I have? I have several things.
You're not a Power Rangers fan.
There's my Lightning Collection Red Ranger, right?
That one's dope.
Dope figure, right?
You know what's funny is because they're about to do the Zeo one, right? The gold.
Yeah.
I think the Jason's head for this one looks like him. I don't think the one that for the Zeo looks like him at all.
Yeah, I haven't.
The actual head.
Here's my figure arts.
See, the figure art ones have a special place in my heart.
There they
Which one do you like more?
I like the figure arts more for the Mighty Morphin, but for some of the other ones, like I have Red Buster over there, but I like the Lightning Collection Red Buster better, which is Beast Morphers. But
yeah,
I like the lightning effects and all that kind of stuff.
That is cool.
I mean, obviously,
figure arts just.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like
they're more phenomenal.
Yeah, they're great. So there's a reason why I pulled out my Red Ranger. Because tonight I'm opening up a Lightning Collection. It's been a few weeks since I've opened one up. Tonight I'm opening up.
See,
blue Rocky.
I'm rocking that Rocky haircut from the movie.
You are. You really are. Show it off to everybody.
The butt cut.
The butt cut. Straight from 1995. So
I usually have a fade.
He does, but you know, they're
I'm nervous though. I'm still nervous.
Yeah, I need a haircut badly too, but I've been contemplating whether I should just like buzz it again, but I don't want to buzz it again. I want to get like a nice fade or something, but I don't know, man.
I don't know. I've never done it. I think I'm gonna get some long Brooks flowing hair.
I still got to, even if I grow out the hair, I gotta get the sides and the back cleaned up, man.
Yeah, man. Got the horses in the back.
Can't get this damn thing opening up. Yeah, I get a super hairy neck, man, personally. So it's kind of out of it's a little too much. You know that moment in Friday where like you need to get the back of that neck cleaned up, Craig. That's me right now.
Did you watch Zeo?
I watched a little bit of Zeo. I wasn't the biggest fan. I want to go back and revisit it. I did watch parts of what is it? It's not Deca Ranger. I can't remember what the Super Sentai equivalent is, but I like.
Go back here.
I got some of the Zords. I don't have the main one. I have the second Zord that they did.
Yeah.
But I do have I keep forgetting about it, but in the vault at work, I've got a in box one I got to pick up. So maybe I need to get that soon. Let me loosen them up a little bit. Yeah, you gotta, just like you gotta touch the spine. You gotta loosen up these. I love the detail on these, man.
Yeah, that one's really good one. That's one of my favorite ones.
It's weird that they did Zeo 3 first. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I definitely want a Zeo 5, a red Zeo red, Tommy with the star. I love that, right? I'm back in focus. All right. But he comes with a Rocky head. And I've been waiting to do this for a while.
Put it on the Red Ranger.
I'm not the biggest Jason fan, to be honest with you. I think the best Red Ranger is Rocky. Rocky for life. We need to get Steven Cardenas at the expo.
We do, man.
There we go.
Nice. I do like you can do that now with toys.
Does not look like him at all, though.
It doesn't.
That does not look like Rocky whatsoever.
It really does.
Is that the Red Ranger suit that Ranger was wearing, though?
I hope they do Power Rangers movie figures. You know, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would be sick.
I've got other things. I just picked up a excuse me, a new Brad Meltzer book that I haven't picked up yet, The First Conspiracy.
Ooh.
Secret Plot to Kill George Washington. He just released a new one, The Lincoln Conspiracy, about the Lincoln plot. But yeah, I'm excited to get into that eventually. I'm way behind on books though, because I'm still reading Dark Tower. It's very slow going right now.
Dude, that's a very a very dense read.
This needs to be over. I'm on the penultimate book. It just I need to get this. I need to get past this, right, Brooks?
Yeah.
I got some comic books here. First of all, Bob from Everything Comics sent me this for my birthday. I got this in the mail. It's an Astonishing Tales #8. He said it's one of his favorite Doom stories. We were talking about this a while ago, and I was like, yeah, I never read it, and we didn't have it at the shop. So he sent me one for my birthday. So I'm super grateful for that. Bob is the coolest. If you don't follow him over at Everything Comics, you definitely need to. You can find his channel on the featured channels, Friends of PCP, here on the homepage at YouTube. You guys know that I've got my Fantastic Four list sorted out, so I've been buying the ones I need. There's a 126. Love that cover because it retells the origin. And I love it because it pays respect to that first issue, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
This is not a very great condition. It's kind of faded, so one day I'll replace this, but I got a low grade 118 right there with Crystal and Lockjaw on the cover.
That's cool.
I'm very excited about this one, though. I just got this one yesterday. There's a Fantastic Four #30.
Oh, wow.
First appearance of Diablo.
Oh, my gosh. Look at... Why does the thing look like he has no rocks?
He's turning him back to human.
Yeah, that's one of the
okay.
Is that Diablo's like, with my potions, I can turn you back to human, and he tries to get the thing to kind of join up with him. It's got obviously a big long crease right down the middle, right? But that made this affordable to me. But this is now my third earliest issue of Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I was about to say 30's pretty low.
Yeah, I had to show that off. I obviously have my baseball starting lineups right here. Yankees, Herminio, if you're still here, I think he still is. He is, because he's speaking heresy right now. It's Rocky, man. Anyway, so there's Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio, Babe Ruth, and Lou Gehrig. 4 of the greatest Yankees amongst a team of many great Yankees. I want to show off. I've never opened this one. I'm still not open. I'll open this one up when baseball comes back. How about that? But I've had this for a while. There's my Aaron Judge.
Oh, no, man. Maybe you shouldn't open that one.
I'm going to open it up.
Get it signed.
If I ever meet Aaron Judge, he's going to sign a baseball, dude. Come on.
You should just get him to sign your skin.
Kids to play, and they're going to hit it over the fence.
Get him to sign your skin and just get it tatted.
But since we were talking about baseball and the Babe, there's my Babe Ruth.
Babe.
Yeah, and he's doing the point. You see that? One of the original Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry, I'm not done. I am not done, because John, remember the PCP Army just sent me this, and he dropped it off for me. I think yesterday he came up to the shop and he told me on a live stream he was going to get this for my birthday, and he did. So John, thank you so much.
That is wonderful.
I know, right? We were talking about
super jealous.
93. How about Batman? I even have more stuff that was set aside for show and tell, but I've realized now that it's way too much. So Sunday night, Rockin Robbie Live, starting at 7 p.m. Don't worry, we're going to have a fun show and tell. That's dope. I'm about to clear out a lot of my pops, but I'm going to hold on to this one because this is dope. First of all, it's a gift, but what a great pop, man. What a great character. And I love it. I've been opening up too many Marvel ones that I forgot that they're not normally bobbleheads, and I love them when they're not bobbleheads. It's because I've been opening all those Fantastic Four ones. But yeah, dude.
That's a great pop.
Bam. And a big shout out to Mike the Voice Matthews, who saw these at a toy convention in Nashville and knew I would want them and got them for me.
You're the man, Mike. You're a good friend, dude.
I just read FF 30 the other day in my reread. Right now I'm on issue 35 or 36 or something. I'm nearing the wedding. But yeah, that's show and tell for now. And then I'll show everybody what's in this on Sunday night. It's an absolute edition
Ooh.
of an okay book. But I did order my I have a couple of omnibuses, like official hardcover omnibuses, like Jim Mint does, right? I already have the Doctor Strange one, and I got a Green Lantern Silver Age Volume 1, but I ordered another one last night. I was a little tipsy done when I finished the Perry interview, and my dumbass went on Amazon, and I bought orange creamsicle Twizzlers. Right? Doesn't that sound good?
It's either going to be amazing or horrible.
Yeah.
No in between.
And while I was there, I was like, man, I need a few more. I need like $15 more to get free shipping. Cause Prime is on Alicia's account and I could just like ordered it from her account. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not the most logical at times. So I was like, well, I need to spend a little bit more. So let me find something cheap. Right. I wound up buying an omnibus. So I got the DC 1 million omnibus coming in and I'm very excited.
Nice.
DC 1 million is one of my favorites. So
I thought you were going to tell me you bought the Crisis set. I'm like, dude, that was super expensive.
Yeah, I want that. But before I do that, I got to get other things. I want to get them damn shoes now. What were they called again?
PF
Flyers.
PF Flyers. I'm going to get them shoes. PCP Army. I know only a few of you are in the building right now, but Sunday night we're doing a Rockin Robbie live, and there'll be Joker videos available for super chats. And let me come on, guys. Let's get some PF Flyers. But no, the PCP Army's been amazing. That's why we have this new Joe Rogan microphone. They actually sure officially changed the name of this microphone to Joe Rogan. Just kidding. Here's something real quick as we wrap up. What do you guys think about the news? If you heard about it, Joe Rogan's leaving YouTube for Spotify on $100 million deal.
Good for him. That's all I thought.
Right? Oh my God.
Changing the game.
Did you hear about that?
I don't know what Spotify is.
Oh, that's right. That happened the other.
It's like a music podcast streaming service.
It's an audio stream.
Wow.
They're going to start adding video content too, and that's one of the reasons why they got Joe. But anyway,
that's cool.
The number one podcast in the country, in the world, I believe, and it's on YouTube. You know, the video version of it, but it's leaving YouTube now. It's going to Spotify. He signed a $100 million deal, and they didn't buy it. They're just licensing it, so he still gets to do the show that he's doing. So I just want to say, if anybody is watching this on the replay that happens to work at Spotify, my email is available. You can go to popculturephilosophers.com and message us there. We're open to options. Just let you know. We will literally take $100,000. That's it. Anyway, we really do appreciate y'all being here. Strickland, thank you for joining us tonight, revisiting Sandlot and talking about some other BS. Final thoughts, buddy.
Baseball.
Baseball.
That's it.
Yeah. Brooks, what about you?
Thank you. Oh yeah, man, this is fun. This is a movie I didn't even need to watch again because I know it so well, but I did anyway because I just wanted to really see it. And like everybody else is gonna watch it, so I might as well watch it too. But yeah, good times.
It's always good times chilling with y'all. I'll tell you that. My final thoughts is baseball.
Ain't we lucky we got them? That's from the Good Times theme song.
I got it. I don't think you got it.
I didn't get it at first. Now I get it. Lewis just asked me if I have an FF220. I probably do, but I've got to. I think I do. I don't know. I have most of everything 200 and up. There's a couple I'm missing. I'm trying to look at a message where I sent someone what I was missing actually after that, but I can't find it. So I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea right now. My list is not near me. It's in the other room, but probably. Damn, Herminio, I feel. Now, Strickland is
Man.
the coolest, man. I love Strickland. Jay Strick, thank you so much for being here. And I don't, and yeah, Brooks, you still my dog. You know what I'm saying? You the coolest too.
Yeah.
Cool and
We're
cool.
all in this together.
Don't get me
Sorry.
started on some HSM. Anyway, we appreciate you guys out there. My final thoughts: baseball is the greatest sport ever. Baseball makes the best sports movies ever, and Sandlot's just the best of all of them. And I love it. And thank you guys for being here so much. Hey, Mike's got an extra armor and staff for Tila, Brooks. So maybe we should bring it up on Wednesday and see if it fits.
Yeah. Just test it out at least.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, maybe next year.
Strickland is the coolest. Brooks is smooth.
Smooth. And Robbie is as cold as ice.
Cold as ice. Willing to sacrifice. I could do this for hours with you guys, but we got to cut it off. So thank you guys so much. I'm about to order some pizza. I hope you all have a great weekend, a great time. Weekly pop culture wrap up Sunday morning. We're moving our normal start times. I usually release videos 9 a.m. Central. I'm moving it to 11 a.m. Central because YouTube tells me that's when most people are watching my videos. And after a conversation I had with Jim, I'm going to try it out for a bit. So 11 a.m. Central Time, Sunday morning, will be the weekly pop culture wrap up. We have a lot to talk about this week, y'all, like the Snyder Cut. And then Rockin Robbie Live Sunday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. Very excited about that, because we're going to be talking about a lot of things like the Snyder Cut. We're going to have a good old time. And I took last week off, so I'm very excited to come back for Rockin Robbie Live. And we're going to be fundraising for some PF Flyers. They're called PF Flyers, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to make a new Joker video where there's shoes and then the Joker clapping. Anyway, we really do appreciate everything. I'm just going to ramble forever if I'm left to my own devices. I do want to make a couple little things known. Next Sunday, not this upcoming Sunday, but next Sunday, the 31st, me and Brian will be interviewing Alex Packnadale here on the channel. He's the writer of Friendo. He's the writer of Incursion. He's the writer of Arcadia. He's the writer of Turncoat. He's literally the writer of some of my favorite sci-fi comic books of the last several years. And I am very excited to start our creator live stream spotlights with Alex. He's a super cool dude. He's in the UK. So we're doing it at 11 a.m. on that Sunday. But I'm very, very excited. And in the middle of June, I believe it's June 17th. It's a Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central. We're having Liana Kangas here, comic book artist. She was the artist on Black AF, Devil's Due or Devil's Die. She was the artist on She Said Destroy and the co-creator. And she's done a lot of other work, and I'm very, very excited to have her on the channel. And we are now lining up even more. And next Thursday night, I'll be on Everything Comics channel for the Avengers draft against Bueller, Hero and the Kid, Dylan, and Bob. So PCP Army, come on out Sunday night, 7 p.m. Central Time, and vote for me, because I'm gonna crush them again like I did on the X-Men draft. And then the following Thursday after that, we got Matt from The Boy Who Had Seven Talks Comics coming onto the channel. So thank you so much. And we're going to leave with this. Herminio says Strickland is the coolest. Brooks is smooth. And Robbie, you know you the Reed Richards of the PCP Army. Thank you guys so much for rocking with us. We out. Dippin' Dots. Holla, 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 you dig?